so excited. So, hello, welcome. Hello. Welcome to the 49 and Market with Vicki Booten Curiosities in Willow Grove collection walkthrough. I'm so excited to have you guys here. So, good morning. Good afternoon. I guess this is later than good morning. So, hello, everybody. Thank you for a lot of you that have probably seen the walkthrough already to be joining me for my walkthrough. I love it. I love to take this time. So you want to pull up with your coffee and snack because I have a lot to talk about. But I'm super excited to be sharing with you my latest collection with my friends at 49 and Market. Janine, my big friend at 49 and Market, Curiosities in Willow Grove, with a amuse bouche or a side of Halloween. So we've been talking about this for a very long time. So it's super exciting to finally get a chance to walk through it with you and to share all the things, answer your questions. So good morning, good afternoon. It's 12 o'clock, so just afternoon here. Deep breath, Vicki. I just ran upstairs and put my face on because I was getting everything up on my website and sending out the newsletter, which all takes way longer than expected. Plus, I was live last night, so I feel like I went to bed and got up and started it all over again. So I'm very excited. Take a deep, calming breath and get ready to, without further ado, really flip the camera, give everybody a chance to get here and start going through it. Do you have any questions before we roll into this? We're going to go through the papers. We're going to go through matching ink colors from the 49 and Market, inks from Ranger. We're going to go through all of the embellishments. We are going to go through all of the things, right? So I'm so excited. Thank you. I just took the tag off of this. So thank you very much. I'm like, what do I wear? I have to wear something that's pretty with my collection, right? It's plugged in. I'm good. Everything is plugged in, turned on. I made sure because we lost connection last night. So this is live. So if there are any issues with the internet, I'll just start a second live. So just so you know that. I'm saying so a lot. I apologize. I need to work on that, but you know, it is what it is. Will the Halloween set be separate from your kit? Yes. Yeah, it's two totally different things. So there will be the classes that I will be doing with this will be a weekend event, which will include pretty much all of the release other than some of the like the new Irresistibles, some of those items. And Halloween is a separate class, which will be a layout class. And then I am doing a free flipbook class that you will need to provide your own supplies, but I'm going to be doing it online. All of the dates, I wrote them down, but now I will have to pull up a calendar so I can remember. I'm going to cough, apologize. I believe, just confirm with this for me, Natalie, is the 18th a Saturday in October? Because the 18th and I believe the 25th are the two Saturdays in October, and that's when the two classes will take place. The 18th, if that is the correct day, will be the free class with the Halloween, and then the 25th will be the layout class. So we'll talk about as we get into it. Let's roll through the things and then shelf some of your questions that when we get to it. Because I saw a question about the Halloween flip book. I was trying to make that class literally just using the collection pack, plus some of the unique cardstock for mats. If you would rather that I use more product that will go with it, we can talk about that because it's not set in stone. And then it could be add-ons. Like if you have it, you can use it, or if you don't, you don't have to use it. But I was trying to keep it right where it was just the, thank you. Cute, right? That I just kept it the collection pack, but we can talk about it. We'll talk about the things. So without further ado, welcome my friends. Thank you for joining me. I know there's a lot going on online today. There's a lot of stuff going on, classes, and Tim is on, and I'm here and I know that there's different events going on. So thank you for joining me. If you're live, that's awesome. Stick around. I am going to be doing a live giveaway where you get the same value as the class kit so that you can go on and purchase the class kit or whatever you want to do. I'm going to do that. And then the second giveaway will be in the regular comment section when this video is no longer live. So if you're here live, you get two chances. If you are following up because you had other stuff going on today after the live, you have a second chance. So it will be good. So without further ado, I am going to flip the camera. It's not fancy because it's just a girl in her basement. So I'm going to Blair Witch you for a minute, right? So just hold on your hats. I am going to flip the camera and we'll get into it. And then if you guys have questions, I can see them because it's hard when I'm looking at my phone because they're just flipping through, right? So here we go. Boop. I got to do it fast so you don't see the mess that is my life. The mess that is my life. I have stuff going on both sides of the table. Let's get the cords out of the way. Try to be presentable, Vicky. Trying to be presentable. Here we go. Boop. One more. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I think I pressed the mic button. Good. Okay. Sorry. That's my fat fingers. I apologize. Sorry, friends. I pressed the mic. I pressed the mic. Vicky, I need a handler. Right? Vicky needs a handler. Thank you. Sorry about that. You know, it's when you're here hanging out with me, it's all real. It's all real. It's real Vicky. So I apologize. I'm going to start again. So with Curiosities in Willow Grove, I wanted this collection to, first off, choosing a color palette. I wanted a palette that is kind of fall, but not fall like if you were in Puerto Rico, that you don't have seasons that change. Like you don't have 4 seasons, right? So I wanted it to be something that isn't just pumpkins and spice lattes, and it's a color palette that will work beautifully with that. But I really feel like it's just richer. Like I always say, my fall releases seem to be like a richer palette. Okay, so that was one of the first things with when I was choosing what I was going to do with this. I love, and lots of purple. I put purple in here because people are like, purple, I love purple. I'm like, okay, why not? Or Guatemala, correct? Anywhere, right? That you have a climate that isn't just fall. So what I want to do is we're going to go through each of the paper collections. Like the paper, we have a starters pack, which is kind of your bases. You have a pack that are called staples, which are kind of your cardstock. And then because I love pattern paper, and we talked about this last night in my clusters class, is my papers aren't as super traditional as far as the 49 and Market go, with a lot of layering pieces on it, because I want you to physically layer it with pattern paper. I really love the whole concept of layering pattern. So that's why my collection has a paper pad as well. right? It has a paper pad as well. So before we get into it, did I miss any of your questions? And to help me out, because there's a lot of you here, is put the word question and then put your question in. And then when I just look over to my left, I can see it quickly, right? So just let me know. I love the purple too. Question: how many layouts are you planning to make in the Halloween class? I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure yet, but there'll be for sure, like, it'll probably be like our 10 layouts. So 5 double page layouts. But I don't know yet, Elizabetta, because I really haven't even, I just got some of the paper yesterday. So I haven't really looked at it, but that's what I'm kind of planning, I think, 10. So we'll talk about that. Just some of those questions, kind of make a note for yourself so you don't forget. But when we get to like the end, a lot of the class questions we can save. But I like this because not everybody is buying classes from me. A lot of stores are here and retailers. So I really want the beginning part to be really focused on the product, and then at the end for the classes. And then don't forget too, if you are supporting your local store, and you're buying all of the product, there is always access only for the classes. If you just want the class portion, I offer it with all of my questions, right? So, and then for some of the people that are wondering, the class kits will go live at 2 p.m. Eastern today on VickiBooten.com. And the only thing that is double is this, the starter pack, because you only get one sheet of everything. Everything else is singles, okay? All right, let's do the things. So we're going to start with our starters pack. So the whole concept with me for starters, when Janine and I sat down and started this whole collaboration, was trying to break down, I like pattern paper, but you know, traditionally I always did 24 double-sided sheets of paper. And then there was a collection pack and a paper pad. And a lot of it was duplicates, but I had 24. So that was 48 patterns. So my whole idea was, how do I get maybe not necessarily that much, but enough in there where I can feel like I'm covering all of the things that I want to do. The 4x6s, the 6x8s, pardon me, the 4x6s, the 3x4s, tags, cut aparts, hero patterns, tone on tone patterns, base patterns, cardstock style patterns. So that's kind of the whole idea with the paper is there's a lot. And I know if you're used to buying 49 and Market, it's like, I don't understand why I need the paper pad. Well, all of it's different. Okay. All of it is different. So with the starters pack, you get 10 sheets of double-sided paper. So that's only one pattern. There are, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 papers in here, plus the bonus that is the back of the starter pack. Okay. If you're doing double page layouts, you need to buy yourself 2 of these packs, because I'll go through all the like different matches in here. But one of the things that I love the idea of is giving you A and B side if you love to do 24x12 or double page layouts. Okay, so this pack is the starters pack. It comes in a collection pack. What I have here is 2 of each sheet just to show you the front and back of everything. Okay, so it's double what I'm showing you, but you only get 1 of each. So to start, like I said, this is a basic that I will add in everything. I love text paper. I love the linear element of it, and it is a nice small pattern that's not just a polka dot. So look at this with the craft. And then even in the background has textural layers of tone on tone craft. So this is the B side. You're not going to get this open stock. And even in some of my kits, they don't give me the cover sheet of this. So this might not even be in the kit. We used to get it, but we didn't in the last one. So just so you know, that's the B side of the insert. So our first paper in the collection is this lovely floral. So this floral, I'm going to move it away because I feel like I like everything to be presenting. So I'm going to do this. So is this beautiful floral. It's elements from all of the icons and the art in the paper. It almost looks like we paper pieced it and layered it on here with this whole watercolor script background. So I'm hoping you can see, look at the detail in that and the color and the vibrancy. And this paper is thick. I love it, love it, love it. So this one is Starters Paper number 1. It is different than just having the elements because they're clusters. Like these are all clusters. So yes, this paper, I will 100% fussy cuss one sheet of it and then save the other sheet, because when you see the B side is absolutely beautiful. Like this is a paper I could have multiples of when you see the back side of it, right? So this is side A, and this is a side B of this paper. So we'll just do our little flip. So side B of this paper is this gorgeous graph with then looks like layers of text paper on the back of it with this gorgeous blue color, right? Or light blue. So it really matches kind of that mint chill-ish, but mixed with a little bit of blue, because a lot of the new ink colors, we had already done the collection before the color palette was finalized, but there are definitely colors that match with this. So that is B side of Starters 1. That's your B side of Starters 1. Absolutely love that. So that is your first. I'm throwing them on the floor for now. And then the next one, and this is another paper I would have all of the time. I love something that is swatches of the palette that inspired the collection. I think this works great as linear strips. I think it works great as a whole for a base. I think it works great if you wanted to cut all of these apart and do something. Hello, Patty. Hello, friends. I didn't say hello to any of you, but oh my goodness, you make my heart burst. I'll start to cry because you guys show up and support me. It means a lot. So I'll try to keep it under control. But this is Starters Paper number 2. Look at the detail and richness in there. Again, it's not just on a white background. We put it on a mixed media background. And then you have all of these beautiful rich colors in here. So you already know I would cut this into strips and use it. I would cut them as individuals, pop them up and use them on a background. Like I feel like there are tons of uses for this paper. And then your B side of this sheet is this lovely pattern. So the intention with some of the patterns are pulling 2 of the colors of the palette. Because when we're done, I'll grab all of the papers and I'm going to flip them over and kind of show you how they match. But I love a tile-ish pattern. So the B side of this is in this gorgeous yellow and orange. But look at that overall texture on there. So right, that's the B side of this paper. And that is Staples number 2. Oh my goodness, guys, I'm doing you a disservice. I'm forgetting to talk about the borders. The border on this one, because they're all made with intention, so you have uses for them, is this lovely purple with this torn paper edge on it. I love that. Like, I feel like it's here's a little added gift, is that paper. Now I got to reach down. What did we have on this one? Was tickets. Yes. One of the Robins, I think, pointed out. Look at the ticket border. I love it. And what was on this one? Oh my goodness. Ticket border in green. Look at that. Ticket border in green. But you see already, right? Just already what we've done when we're mixing patterns. How pretty, right? So like I said, at the end, I'll go through all of them and lay them out. Because this matters. The scale of the pattern matters. The colors, the combinations of colors matter. So far we've done Starters, paper 1 and 2. These are all available outside the collection pack in open stock. So if there's something you're loving when I'm going through and you've bought yourself 2 collection packs or you got my kit, you might want to go. I really would recommend it because I'm going to be using all of this on Friday Night Lives. For some of these papers that you love, I probably would buy a couple extra sheets in the open stock. But that's just me. I love it though. This collection makes me so excited. This paper is probably, I'm going to say it, it's going to be one of my favorites. Are you ready? Starters number 3 is this lovely daisy pattern. So when I look at fussy cutting of this, I would cut it more in a cluster. Like, so can you imagine just taking and cutting around certain areas and layering that just on the edge of a paper? How beautiful is that? Because it would look like you mixed media at the background and then you went and layered it on here, or you cut it apart and use it as a full sheet. It is, I love it. I love daisies, bring me joy. It's a happy flower. So look at it when you look close. The detail we put into this, because I am crazy. Do you see the text? There's book text in the back of those daisies. In the back of this paper is this lovely minty Tiffany blue color, and then just the hint of pink in the daisies. So it gives it so much definition. Just a hint of pink, right? So I still feel like it totally falls into fall. It totally falls into fall. Because like when I go and buy my mums, I can buy mums that look like daisies, right? So even though daisy might be considered kind of a spring flower, not when you're buying your mums. I still buy mums that kind of look like this, right? So this is your A side of staple or starters paper number 3, and look at the B side. So do you guys, is holding it up close, are you getting kind of a better feel for this? Because I'll tell you, when I did the walkthrough with Janine, I didn't have paper yet. So when I opened this up, I got excited all over again. I got excited all over again because I absolutely love this. Look at the detail on here. So you have this black fern leaf. I think in black is good because it's not competing with the background, right? And then it's on this ledger, this vintage ledger, but look at it, looks like it was damaged because it's old and it's laying on top of a old book sheet of book paper. Isn't that beautiful? And then your strip is a number strip. So I feel like this has a vintage vibe without necessarily being too dark. If you want it darker, you could ink the edges of all of these. You can, there's so many things we're going to be able to do with all of this. But this is your B side of starters number 3. And in a few minutes, I'm going to show you how A's and B's and how some of these will work together. Is there anything else you want to see from this paper? But that's your A and your B side. But look at how beautifully this turquoisey mint color will show up on that craft. This craft or kind of manila is a great neutral for all of this color. Okay, so that is your starters paper number 3. It's going on the floor because I need like I need like a desks all over here, right? So I can show you. So look at this. Don't get confused. This next paper is starters paper number 4. So do you see something? This is going to be your A and B side when you are layering your double page layouts. That's your A and B side when you're doing your double page layouts. So I love this. So this is starters paper number 4. Again, your fern with, look at, with that hint of orange in the side, there's little hints of color. So when you layer stuff on here, instead of doing it all intentionally, where everything is layered and flat on a sheet of paper, I started it for you. So it still falls into what you're used to with 49 and Market, but we level it up differently because instead of putting all the elements like flowers and moths on here, I would rather you add your own elements. So if you're doing a page that you don't really want florals and moths on here, you're not limited. You could just do greenery and mushrooms on it. So really my thinking and the kind of Vicky style of this is not putting as many layers on here. Not that one is right or one is wrong. It's just how I create. So hopefully you enjoy that. Like you'll see kind of the direction we go. I need a U table. I need to be blocked in. Jose, you're correct. So the B side of this is one that has me so excited. The B side of this paper is meant to look like a collector's tray, like back in the day from Seven Gypsies when we had those collector's trays. So when we go in here and you're going to take, you have your icon ephemera and your layers. I can put a photo here. In here I can cluster some moths and some of the greenery and maybe some mushrooms. My titles can go in here. So really it's grid design, but to make it look like a vintage box. So when you pull this one up, it's not just plain white in the background. You still have that book paper text with hints of blue and green in there. When we use some of the rub-ons, like we have new rub-ons that are called Irresistibles, we could add that in and ink a layer on top. Like there's going to be so much that we do and visit between my class, between my Friday night lives. Like I will be having to design something in here like 5 different ways, right? 5 different ways. So this is your B side. And then look, it's just a little strip of tabs that you could cut out or you just use as a strip. But that is your B side of starters number 4. Yay! And then I'll go through all of it at the end again. All right. Well, we need a matching piece to that open collector's frame. So starters number 5 is a large frame. Do you have to use them together? Can you use them separately? Can you mix them with other things? Yes, you can, because nobody is the boss of you. You can do whatever you want. So the idea is to make it look like it has this metal piece and it's a drawer. And then look at, again, all of that texture and pattern in there. I'm just telling you the possibilities will be endless with this. So the B side of this paper is a piece of my mixed media art. So I painted this and sent it to Melissa. She scanned it. We put a folded paper texture on it. And then look at the grid. Right? Look at the grid. So we took my art and what I would normally teach you in a mixed media class, but I did it all for you. And then look at the lovely strip here. Looks like vintage pieces of paper that we've decoupaged. So that is your B side, meant again to be a base. Or could you cut it apart as full paper? Yes. Could this work for a card maker? Could this work for your traveler's notebook? Yes. I just find I try to make beautiful pieces that put no restrictions on your creativity. So that's your B side for starter paper number 5. I love it so much. Are you guys loving this? So even I think if you are rainbows and butterflies, this collection isn't too woodsy or too vintagey I think there's a place for everybody's creativity so far in this collection, right? So this piece is starters paper number 6. And it definitely has more of the layered vibe. But could you cut this out and put it on another piece? Yes. Would I cut this out and then layer something on and glue it back on top? Yes, I would. Because again, nobody is the boss of my creativity. I do what I want. So we took the ledger, we took that craft or that text paper, and then we took that background painted paper and then put art on top of it. So for some of you guys that love to camp, go for a walk in the woods, or a nature vibe, or not at all. Could this be used for Christmas? Yes, it could. There is no limitation on this one, but look at how beautiful this is. So we put drop shadows in here, lots of texture. It's my mixed media on the background layered. So just think of all the thought that goes into all of this, because I sit and I draw out all of this, all of these papers, say what elements I want on here. And when you see the B side of this, it's going to be so much fun. So again, starters, number 6, and then crazy, but oh my gosh, look at this kind of, what would you say? Is this kind of Navajo-ish pattern? Does it look like a blanket? I love that because it has warmth and texture and vibrancy with that beautiful royal blue in the background. So when you're layering and matting, like look how beautiful if you want high contrast, right? Look if you want, I love this pattern. So this one, and then look at hello friend is your border on here. So this is your B side of starters paper number 6. Love it. I hope this is like Goldilocks. It's not too fast. It's not too slow. It's just kind of right in the middle. Here is starters paper number 7. Just a second. I like doing it with the B side. Starters paper number 7. So to me, this is like pulling that whole layered idea. You might not have all this vintage paper that you found in France when you went to the paper flea market. So we made one for you. And it still has this gorgeous turquoise that this paper you could use with any collection. I really feel like I could do Christmas on here. I could do whatever I want. I really feel like this might be one of those ones when you're shopping open stock, you might want to buy extra of. Because I really feel like you could put Dennis's stuff on here. You could put Joanne's. You could put Katie's past collections on here. You could mix any of Vicki Boutin's or anything on here. I just feel this paper is a great base. And your base doesn't have to be a plain old boring piece of cardstock. So this one, again, is starters paper number 7. Look at all of that detail. So like a title could go here. You could put rub-ons on here. You could put your stencils on the background. And then I hope holding it up close, you can see all the detail. Look at that text on the background. Love it. Of course, I slice a paper and tuck. We do all of those things, right? You don't have to use it. Like you could slice any of this and tuck it because you don't want your flowers to just lay on top. So yes, we're going to be doing all of the things. So this is starters paper number 7. The B side of it is, do you notice? The B side, look at, but I could use it with this if I have a second sheet. It's all meant to mix and mingle. But this is the B side for that tree paper I just showed you, right? Which was what? Starters paper number 6. So it is just a continuation of that sheet, right? It's just a continuation of this sheet. So that is your starters paper number 7. And then starters paper number 8. Instead of putting this in the paper pad, I did it in, so you could get it in open stock. So starters paper number 8, look at this as a whole ephemera pack, but it only has the value of the $1.50 US sheet of paper. If we put this in a pack and we had to pay to die cut it and have it packaged, this would probably sell for $7 or $8. So I love to put it in paper because even if you don't love fussy cutting, I feel like you won't have an issue cutting apart tags. And then to continue the art, instead of it just being one-sided with a pattern on the back, we do the art twice. So you get to see the full on color palette. And don't let the pinks scare you. There's not a lot of it in here, but we pulled out every color that was used in this collection pack. So this is your starters paper 8, front side and B side. And this is one of those things that I probably would have multiples of because you could use this. I think I'd cut up a bunch of tags and just put them in a little pocket or in a little bowl, and then you have a whole bunch of tags that will go. Yes. And then your strip is a ruler because you never have enough rulers. So it's added art, right? Added bonus. So love this one. That is starters paper number 8. And then you have all of the cut aparts are in the starters pack. I look at the art. Let's just talk about this for a minute. So these are your 3x4s. This is starters paper number 9. And then these are great. Again, it's a whole ephemera pack in a sheet of paper. So I try to keep them very simple so they're layering pieces. So these could go in pockets. You can layer elements on it, frames, which we'll talk about. Remind me to keep a piece of this paper out so I can show you a giant ticket. It looks like the front of a book. You have another frame, and look at how ornate those frames are. These are going to show up in other collections. I love that frame. All different pieces. Looks like a stack, a camera. So this is your A side of starters paper number 9. And then the B side is a great layerable, smaller scale green leaf pattern. So isn't that lovely? Because with intention, if I'm putting this in a pocket page in an album, I want the back side of it to be something I can layer on so I don't have to layer extra paper, right? So that is your B side of this paper, is just a nice tone-on-tone pattern. And then finally, paper number 10 for the starters is your 4x6s. And again, with intention, we have some that can be used horizontally. We have some that can be used vertically. So what is that? Landscape and portrait, or either or. Either or. And then some that you have to use because there's words on it. But I love this because these are for my clustering. This is created with intention. That these are, again, cards that can be used for clustering. So paper number 10, your A side of this is the clusters. And then, of course, we have to put a black in there because black is grounding and beautiful with this lovely tone-on-tone ditzy floral. And then your strip is just a little stitched strip with a hint of orange. So just when you're looking, friends, do you see when we get to the Halloween, a lot of these will work with Halloween. And I'm going to be here for a while. So I want to show you when you have me live, like it's like I can touch it for you. So I will blend it and show you how all of these mix. So let's grab all that paper together and I'm going to lay it out because I want you to see it fanned. So I got to stand up now because I threw it on the floor. So again, you're not getting 2 of this in your collection pack. I've just put 2 packs together so you can see front and back, right? So let's start like this. When we start fanning it all out, look at this. These are your patterns, right? And then we'll talk about the double page layout stuff, okay? This is not as easy as I thought it was going to be. It's a lot of paper. So we can do a front and back sections, right? So does it start to make sense? Yes, we need all this paper because look at, if we didn't, we wouldn't have all this lovely pattern and all the colors of all the whole collection represented. So it just gives you an idea. It's not as easy as I thought it was going to be. So look at all of that, right? So let's talk about papers that go together when you're doing double page layouts. So this is starters paper number 1. You could do it like this. You could do it even with these. It still will work. It could work with this. Do you see that? It could work with that. Is it too high in this? There. Could work with that. Just give me a second. I got to figure out where this came from. It can work with that. You could even get crazy and you could match it with this because tonally they're same in the background. Look at this. It can work with this. Look at that. Color's the same with intention. When I built this collection, I did all of this with intention because I want you to get the most out of. Look, matches with that too. So that was your starters paper number 1 with all the matches. And then let's go into very deliberate matches. I think this is a deliberate match. See, A and B. Right, A and B. And then it still will match too with a lot of these. There's no reason you couldn't add that in because the colors all match. Do you see what I'm saying? There are so many combinations for your layout. Sorry, I'm mixing everything up now in my stack, but I guess it doesn't matter anyway. So that is your intentional combo with that one. And then what other one? Oh, this one, obviously. Intentional combo with this. and this, right? So hopefully that there's more. Oh, we can't forget, Vicki. But look at, even these match. Do you know what I mean? Whatever story you want to tell. Where did this guy go? This is number 5. And let's find the B-side for that guy. And that. How pretty is that? So in your kit, you get 2 of the starters. If you buy my class, you get 2 packs of the starters, because otherwise we couldn't do all these classes. But I don't sell all of the things. I want you to still go and support your independent retailers, right? So I sell a kit. There are a few extra things, but when you go, because I'm just telling you, friends, this collection, I will not have a new collection till possibly February or March. That's a lot of months for us to create in. So you know your Friday Night Lives. So friends that are out there that buy my kits, tell everybody what you do. Do you buy my kit and then go buy extras of all of the things at your favorite store? Yes. That's what ends up happening, because you know I will support your purchases. You're going to have so many classes and so much stuff that I'm going to share with you. But I only do the kit and I don't sell open stock. So it supports all of the independent retailers as well, because I sell direct. So that is the thought process behind it, is you buy the kit and then you stock up your stash. And then that makes it even playing field for me and the stores. So that's always what my thought goes behind it. Because you saw already, even if we do the class and I do 14 layouts, I do at least 7 or 8 double page layouts in my class kit. And then every Friday Night Live, I end up using all the product. But we use almost everything in the class kit between the album, our clusters, and our layouts. So I just want you to, I will never be selling open stock of this product with 49 and Market. I only sell it as a kit. The only items that will be open stock are just because I bought master cases and I have a couple extra. So I don't, right? It's so that this needs to work for the whole community. So I can pay my bills. I can keep doing this by selling my kits. So that's why, thank you for all of you that support that. Because I couldn't do it if I don't sell kits. And then, but it still supports all those stores that they can't have a store if they're not selling product. So that is your starters pack. Double-sided, right? You get 1 sheet of everything, right? We'll share all of that at the end, okay? We will talk about the stores and all of that. For questions about when is it shipping, it is being picked and shipped right now from Notions. So it's going to start showing up in a lot of stores next week. It'll start showing up in a lot of stores next week. My kits will take longer because it ships from the US and it ships from Canada. And I have to get all of that kitted. But our goal is to get them out by the first week of October. Because Halloween is going to be in some of your orders and we need to get that out fast, right? Okay, and if you're a store out there, tell them. If you're watching and you're a retailer, come on here and say, hey, we've got it in our store. I'm never mad about that. I'm never mad about that. So if you're out here and you're a retailer, say, hey, we've got it in our store. And then, because you could have somebody here that lives in your area and didn't even know that you exist. So I think it's a great way to grow this community, right? So the next thing that we have, I'm going to do the paper pad next, okay? Paper pad. And that's why you'll see a lot of the community they buy my kit because they're trying to support me. And then they've probably ordered already from anybody who has it up as a pre-order. And then they'll go in their stores, right? How many kits will you have? I have a decent amount of kits. Halloween, very few. Because there again, I just ordered it so I could offset the prices or the cost of kitting it. but you will have a whole list of what you need for it. There's tons of this product out there, right? So don't worry about it. You're going to be able to find it, right? Near Guelph, I would think Two Scrapbook Friends, right? Two Scrapbook Friends is near Guelph. I would think so. I believe she carries everything. And if not, reach out to your store, right? So this is the paper pad. I'm going to roll into this next because I feel like this is the build up to patterns. So this is brand new with 49 and Market with Vicky Collections, right? It is a 12 by 12 double-sided paper pad. There are 24 patterns, so 12 patterns of paper repeated twice. So you get 2 of everything in here. The thing that we did that's a little different with this one is it is separated 12 papers and 12 papers. So if you are a store and you're doing classes, or you want to buy it with a friend, an extra pad, and split it, you will be able to split that into 2 pads. That's important to me. I like that, to have it not 2 sheets, 2 sheets, 2 sheets, because it's easier to split if you are teaching a class or doing something like that. So this pad is added because now we know all the bases and the buildable pieces. Well, now I need my layering and matting pieces. And I love this for card makers and for people who go on beyond just your regular 12 by 12 scrapbooking. So this one is created overseas, but the weight is still the same. I actually feel sometimes it's thicker. It's even thicker than the open stock or collection packs of 49 and Market. So we have in here this lovely fern pattern. You have the full border strip patterns, right? And then you have the B-sides. So I'm going to pull all these out as we go through, okay? So I can flip it. That's what I'm going to do because remember, I'm the boss of me. So I think it'll be easier to flip it. So your first paper is this fern pattern. And then the B side of it is another version of that orange one, but in a green pattern with the book paper in the background, right? And then you have, look at this plum color, this purpley color. I love it. In this damask pattern. Isn't that gorgeous for layering? And the B side of this one is a ledger, because we need those. Ledgers are super, super important. Right? And then Natalie will share, I have share a sale links for Lail. I have share a sale links for scrapbook.com and for Cherry on Top. We'll add those, but you know what I mean? For this first one, we never kind of add it. We just kind of leave it as fair game, right? So this one here is your purple. And then the B side is your ledger. And then the next paper in here is this lovely black pattern. And look at it, has the book paper in the background. So I love it. It's a very nice neutral. It's great for matting, cutting apart. You could add ink on the back. I love it. And then the B side of this is a layering tone-on-tone green pattern. So this is great for your die cutting. This is great for card makers. This is great for matting. This is great for when you're layering pattern paper and you need something to break up your patterns. Scale matters. Scale matters, right? The size of the pattern matters when it comes to layering pattern. So this is your B side of that next paper. We have what I call a ditzy floral. It's a little bit bigger than a ditzy, but look at it, has little mushrooms in there and the daisies are in here, but the scale is smaller. So when you are going to layer your patterns, it doesn't compete with some of the larger patterns. And then the B side, we're pulling all the colors of the patterns in, if you know, of the collection in. And then you have this kind of wrinkled yellow, kind of goldenrod color of a floral pattern. It's just kind of a repeatable pattern, right? It's lovely. I love my circles. I have to have my circles in here. This paper can be used on its own. It can be cut up and it can be cut out. So you could do a grid pattern cutting out with a paper punch. Let's see, do I have a handy ruler? Because these circles are 2 inches, a little better than 2 inch. So with a 2¼ inch circle punch, you could punch these out with a little bit of a border, or use a smaller punch and punch them out. But I love it, right? I love it. So the B side of this is another purple for all my purple loving friends. And it is a tiny, tiny, if you can see it, circle pattern, tone on tone. But we are pulling a different shade, look at, of the purple. Right? It's slightly different. This one has a little bit more red, and that one has a little bit more blue. We'll see you. Oh, happy birthday, Darina. Happy birthday, sweet friend. Thank you for joining me. You can watch it on the replay. So those are your circle patterns with the purple. And then I love this paper. Look how beautiful this is. Yeah, you could totally scan and cut your circles. 100% you could. Look at this. I love the kind of orange tinge to it. But again, it's a great background paper. It's great to cut out, to use as in strips. You could also cut elements. It is has a vintage vibe, but I don't feel like it lends you towards being too vintage if you don't want it to. But you could definitely grunge it up and make it even more so. I love this. A lot of these papers I feel are great bases that can be used with other collections too. The B side is a version of the orange in 2 shades with a diagonal pattern of stripe. That's the word I was looking for. So again, great for layering, right? Scale matters. And then a smaller polka dot, and this one is little book paper and open circles. I love this. And with that kind of blue, midnight blue. Isn't that pretty? And then when you flip it, you have this lovely mint, right? The kit goes on sale at 2 p.m. Eastern time on VickyBooten.com. If you go on there right now, Angela, you'll see that the section has been added, but nothing is live in there. And just so you guys know, anybody who's leaving, let me show you something. Don't miss out if you want one of these. When you're buying your kit, I did put a couple of these on the website. These are exclusive. I ordered these. So you have Curiosities in Willow Grove if you like the collector pins. And I love that it has the double pin on it. So just remember, for anybody who has to leave, that those are up in the shop as well, if you have been collecting those, right? I wear them on my lanyard and on my apron. I love them, but I love collector pins. So your B side is, again, that tone on tone or that repeated circle pattern. But then look at the detail. It's taken from my watercolor, my mixed media art, that we then layer those parts on there, like layer the pattern on there. But again, we're pulling all of the colors in the collection out that is not a cardstock, but is a fun layerable pattern. This is super important, and this is great for card makers, right? This is great for card makers too. And for my Cricut users and silhouette users, I love that. You know I'm going to put some kind of circle frame in every collection. This one has 2. I love this, and want a peek of what I did with it when I was just messing around. When we get to it, these are the Irresistibles in the background that I inked around. I love a wreath. You can cut this wreath up into quarters. You can cut it into half, but all of the elements can be layered on here, just like as if you were in craft class, you know, back in the days, making your floral wreath that you'd hang on your front door. We can do it in paper. So I love this. The B side of this paper, oh my goodness, I love this paper so much, is a script with a mixed media background. Again, now look where we're at. Look at all the colors of the collection on your B sides. You'll see. Just wait for it, Deborah. There's so much. I have so much to share with you. This is a freaking awesome collection, right? It's an awesome collection. So remember we were talking about yesterday, some of you would remember because you were there. If you weren't, you won't remember. I I like butterflies, but I love moths. Moths. It's such a weird word to say, moths. So this paper, I'm going to cut apart, and then one I would use, well, when you see the B side, but one of these will be meant, at least half of it you have to cut apart. Because they're not ugly, scary moths. They're beautiful moths. And then look at the background of that paper. And then they're all done in colorways from the pattern. Hello, Mr. Booton.
I was just bugging White Paws.
Yeah, there's my husband for anybody who's new here. It is a family affair. So the B side of this paper is a pink, because there is pink in this collection, right? Look, there's pink in the collection. Do you have to use pink if it's not your jam? No. But look at it, that damask pattern. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So that is your B side for your butterflies that aren't butterflies. They're actually moths. But if you think you don't like moths, they can be butterflies. And now look at, see, I'm going to keep showing you because it's all done with intention. This is why Vicki Booton needs a paper pad, that it's not enough paper. Because if I only had the starters and the staples to use, I'd have to buy somebody else's paper. I wouldn't have enough. I need all of this too, right? I need all of that too. So if you have never bought the paper pads, I'd rethink that. Rethink the paper pad. I put it in a paper pad so a store doesn't have to stock all of this as open stock, that you can just grab the pad and you have everything that you need. And a lot of these can be used for double-sided or double-page layouts because you get two of all of that, right? And then you have cut apart library cards, which are great for your clusters, right? When you go to cluster these. So they are 4x6s. And then the B side, look at that, is this lovely peachy color, right? It's a peachy color. They're magical moths, right? I love it. So that is your B side. I'll fan it all out in a minute because you're going to see more color. And then there is something with kind of an ode to the fall where you have seasons that change, but we did it in brighter colors, so it doesn't have to be a fall layout. But one of these I'll be fussy cutting those leaves out of. And then one I would use, you can cut it apart. You can use this as a base. I love it. So this is your leaf pattern. And then the B side is a richer green, more of an olive green, right? It's an olive green. And then I love this. So this is the last pattern in the paper pad. I think this is a lot of fun. So you have your magnifying glass, but look you can still see a hint of the pattern underneath, just like it's a magnifying glass. But can you imagine clustering in here? How fun is this? And for some of you guys that are like, oh, I love boy kind of theme stuff, you totally could do like a masculine layout on here. But you could girl layout. I like to play with bugs when I was a kid too, so, right? But I love this. So that is your magnifying glass. And then muy importante is we need a stripe that pulls all of it together. This is a unifying pattern when you're mixing pattern paper. So then you have your stripe. So now look at when we just fan just the B sides of all of those patterns, look what we get. This is just the B sides. And now you see that you have an additional pattern that matches this palette. So if you are a card maker, I think those are magic. And then guess what? When we start and go through our staples, you have layering pattern if you want to do tone on tone, if you want to do monochromatics. So I love that. So that is the B side of all of the paper in this pattern. It is a rich pattern palette, right? I love it. And let's flip. And those are all of your A sides. And then when we put it with this, look at your blacks, all of your bases. It is a lot of paper, but I feel like it all works together so beautifully. I can't wait. I just feel like it's a world of possibilities, right? So those are your patterns that are 2 of everything in your paper pad. I love it. Do you have a favorite? Which is your favorite? Remember that, because I'm going to ask again later. So when you get your paper pad, the back of it shows you the patterns that are in here and the B-sides, and you get 2 of each of these sheets. And they are double thickness. Now, guys, I've been talking so much. If you have a question, I'm looking at the screen right now. Let me know. If it's a class question or a kit question, or where you can find it, or where my share sale links are, or favorite stores, or any of that, let's share it at the end, because then I'd like to partake in the conversation too, and I'm missing it. So yes, but I see a lot of stores have shared, and people are sharing their favorite stores, so that's awesome. And then if your store doesn't carry it, get them on board, right? Say, hey, have you seen this Vicki Boutin collection with 49 and Market? I would love it, and my friends would love it too, because look, stores want to sell you the things. And if they're going to bring stuff in and they're going to know that the sale is going to go through, that makes it good for everybody. So Messy Craft Geek said, question, can you change the color of the paper with inks? Yes. And remind me, because I'm going to show you something later. Because we also have, for coordinating colors with this pattern, in the 49 and Market inks, this is kind of the palette that we've pulled out. These colors will work. These colors, when blended, will work beautifully. I think even you could use and make your own colors. You can pull some distress ink colors. Like I said, my next collection, my whole palette is pulled from the ink palette, because there'll be some new colors by then too. So it will be, but this one, the collection came out after I had already designed it. So we were just lucky that a bunch of them matched, but it wasn't designed with the palette in mind, right? I love it. So what, did I miss any other questions? Boop, boop. Question, what colors are those? My eyes aren't as good as they used to be. I'll share it at the end too, Sherry, but it's Rainforest. Rainforest. So you can come back and watch the video later and pause it. Rainforest. Green Jeans. Daffodil. Cappuccino. Mint Chill. And Salted Caramel. The inks were all added for Mistletoe and Memories. I don't remember right off the bat, but I did add some of those same ones, right? The mint chill works with Mistletoe and Memories. The what is the red that I just forgot what the red color is? Sorry, friends. I have to focus on one thing. I don't remember, but they are, and I'm sure Natalie, because she's awesome. Nat, if you can find those ink colors and just post it in a comment here, that would be great, because I can't remember, or somebody might have them written down. So when I'm creating projects, I also will need something that is a very subtle pattern that I like to mat with. So I love that 49 and Market does these packs that are like a cardstock pack. And then this one is called the Staples Paper Pack. So Diane has a question. What ink palette did you design this paper for? No ink palette, right? This wasn't designed for an ink palette. I just picked the palette I loved because we didn't have inks at that time. Question, will you continue pulling matching inks from Distress Inks as well? Yes. Yes, I will do that as well. Will you make a note of that, Natalie, and send me an email? Because yes, because you don't have to go out and... The plus will be, if you love 49 and Market, these inks are going to match everything. So it's just going to be a no-brainer if you have the set, and a new set of 15 colors will come out in the new year. And you will have, so if you love Dennis's stuff and you love Joanne's stuff, you love my stuff, we are all using the same palette. So it just is, that's why those inks are magic. But yes, I will do all those things. So save some of these questions for at the end, so we can just keep this flowing. But yes, write it down, and at the end I'm going to say, okay, give me your questions, and then we can have a whole question period at the end, which I find will be super helpful to have all the information at one point in the video. Does that make sense? Because I love the questions. Write them down and then ask them at the end, and then I'll do a whole thing where I talk about the stuff. Okay, so in here you get 2 of 5 double-sided patterns. So there's 10 sheets, but there are 5 patterns. I love this. It comes in a collection pack. It comes in open stock. But what I love is these colors will probably match multiple collections, right? Will match. It's just a way of buying cardstock in a pack. So the back side of this sheet, which you will not get in open stock, it's only going to be on the back side of this, is this lovely peach. And it is meant to be kind of like a corduroy texture, because it's the fall, and I think it's a fall collection, but not really, but a warmer palette. So I want something textural and warm, like my tweed. It's like tweed, I think. Wouldn't you say? Is that tweed? Tweed, twill kind of pattern on the background, but then it has a mixed media element to it as well, tone on tone. So this is the insert sheet, has that peach color. And then you have 2 sheets of this Staples paper number 1, which is this gorgeous mustardy color. And then the B side is this beautiful kind of craft color. And then hopefully you can see that pattern in there, right? There's a little bit of newsprint on the sides. I love it. Again, nice heavy weight. Staples number 2 is this peachy pink color. Peachy pink color. So Natalie just added the colors for Christmas on there, okay? For Mistletoe Memories. This paper is Staples number 2. The B side of this is orange. So this will match beautifully as well with the Halloween collection, which I will do at the end. I'll do Halloween at the end, and I'll pull some of the paper so you can see what matches, right? And then, yes, look at the barcodes are all a little lace border. Isn't that beautiful? So they're usable. I love that. So all of them. So that is Staples number 2 is your peach and your orange. Staples number 3 is the bright leafy green with, oh, look at that texture in there. I love it. And the B side of this is the olive green. The olive green. And then you have Staples number 4, which is this lovely mint color, this minty blue color. And the B side of it is a teal, like a darker color. And that's right when I said with the rainforest. Matches. Kind of like it's a darker version of it, right? And then your green jeans. Right? So the question too with purchasing my kit, the kits ship from the US, so 100% you can buy it from the US. They ship from the US. The Canadian kits ship from Canada. So the international ones ship from Canada, and the Canadian kits ship from Canada. So there's no issues with with having shipping issues, okay? So I did see that question. It's a good question. So yes, my kits ship from Canada. So again, that was Staples number 4. So Staples number 5 is a navy blue. There's a sheen on this paper, so it almost looks black. It's very dark, but it is a navy blue. And that is Staples number 5, but the B side of it, oh my goodness, is this purple. Right? Look at that purple. Is your screen frozen, or is it just mine? It just could be on my laptop. Okay, I see it. And then we're back to the start. Right? So you have, these are the colors that you get in this A and B side, because you get 2 of each in your starters pack. Staples pack, pardon me, Staples pack. All the colors of the collection are in here. You get 2 sheets of each. They're double-sided. I love it. You can buy all of this in open stock. And I know a lot of people will buy multiples of the Staples pack. What do you think, friends? Isn't it lovely? I love them too. I just feel like we can ink on here. The rub-ons will go on here beautifully. And at the end, I'm going to do some little demos, okay? So at the end, I'm going to do some demos with some of the stuff. So now I feel I'm going to keep this handy, that it's a good time to get into the jewelry for the collection, the ephemera, and all of your pieces. So we have our icon ephemera, right? Yes, there's laser cuts. There's so much stuff. Karen, I'm going to go through all of the things. You're going to get to see it all up close and personal. But now I have to turn around and grab stuff because I have it behind me. So when you order this, just look at the size of this. I think it's good to see how big these ephemera packs are. This is your icon and titles pack. So these are the heroes, all of the main star attraction for the layout. All the beautiful art that you can layer and cluster. Okay, you get 152 pieces in the die cut pack. I want to get this. Where did I put it? I want a sheet of white so that it makes it easier when I show you guys. And I had it somewhere, but where did I put it? Just give me a second, friends. I was super organized. Oh, there it is. But so organized and I can't find anything, right? Are you ready? Are you ready? So this is your icon pack. To give you an idea that there are, look at the size of these titles. And I love them. Look at observations from this day. All these pieces pop out. Don't forget to enjoy the view. And these average probably around 6 inches. This one, 6 inches, 5 inches, kind of gives you an idea, right? And then we get into larger pieces like the cloche that does have a die cut so that you can layer your bits in there. We have other containers because I feel like this whole collection was kind of inspired. I wanted to do kind of fall without it being too themed. But then I could have elements that if I was walking in the woods, because I like to go for a walk when the leaves are changing, but you could be in Puerto Rico walking and finding things. I want things that when I come back and I've collected like little mushroom samples, little samples of butterflies, that I would put them in something, right? So it would be that tray, that paper tray. But then I have all the elements for clustering. Like look at banners in all the colors. Look how pretty. We have fern leaves. So, and the other thing with your icon ephemera, these are die cuts. They have white borders. I am a fan of white borders because when, not for everything, but that I feel like they have a place. So when you're layering, everything doesn't look the same. This gives you definition when I'm layering things and it makes it pop. It's like inking, but with white, if that makes sense. It's inking, but with white. So I want to go through, like there's an owl in here because in my curiosities in my little studio or my dark, can you smell the wood and the leather? Because I'm going into my little it's not like my den, but almost, where I would then go and make notes about my different collections. I love it. Or journal. So you have your pencil and your ink quill for your ink. And then your feathers, because you went out and you collected in the woods and you have your feathers. But then you have your twigs that can go inside your cloche when you're layering. You have a whole series of moths and dragonflies. Look how lovely. And do you notice the variation in scale? So some things are big, some things are smaller. We have different sizes of the cloches. All different titles. Look how nice that one is too. See the good in things. I know you guys have been asking for dragonflies forever. So it's not just flowers in this collection, right? You do have, like, look, they're gorgeous. Gorgeous florals, right? Because I feel like they're good fillers. Florals are good fillers. Not for everybody, right? But I love them when I'm layering all of that stuff, right? So you have your florals, and look at the leaves. Oh my goodness, I love these. Look at this title too. I think it's so pretty. Pop the little pieces out so it is readable, but hello. And then you just trim the bit that came off. But look at the leaves. And they're watercolor leaves. These do not have a white edge. They're die cut right to the edge. But they will cluster on that one paper beautifully. So you have all these leaves as filler. So do you see what I'm saying? It's not all just pumpkins, and it is not just a fall collection. So if you've loved past collections, look at your magnifying glasses in different scale. So if you're using a traveler's notebook or a scrapbook page, you have different scales so that you can fill it. Natalie's favorite, the mouse. You have a typewriter and a camera. And I like the strap on the camera because it could hang off a title. How fun is that, right? Look how pretty that is. And then a little typewriter. So elements in your, when you go into your space, and then look at these two, I love. When we go to do some of that detail stuff and you put like figure 8, right? So if I take my cloche and I layer my branches inside of it, right? There's my branch, and I might have a moth in there, and I might put some little mushrooms, but then I can put my figure 8, because that's the little study. It's a nature study. How fun is that, right? So that's the Curiosities part. Willow Grove is the going for the walk. Curiosities is collecting the pieces. There's a rabbit in here. So there are different nature elements, right? So just to give you an idea, the mushrooms, because I love them. Look at the mushrooms. How pretty, right? Feathers, mushrooms. So you can see it's going to be layering heaven, the clustering we're going to do. And that gives you a gist. That's pretty much what you get in your Icon Ephemera pack, right? Your Icon pack has 152 pieces of all of this magic. Right? 152 pieces of all of this magic. Mushrooms are my jam too, Jessica. But there's a lot of mushroom collections out there. So I didn't want it to be mushroom forward. It's just there's mushrooms in here. So these are your icons. I'm going to keep this handy because next I'm going to show you. So if you're new and you're like, okay, if I'm going to buy the icon pack, but do I really need the journaling pack? Well, you know, I would say you do, because when we go to do clusters, the journaling pack is where you have your bases. This one has 100 pieces. So you have 100 pieces of all of these supporting cast you need for clustering. So I've separated this one already. So look at, we have an envelope with a die cut, because you know I like to do that. We have books. So you think all your feathers and your butterflies can fly out of the book, the moths. We have all these larger pieces that are great for clustering. A torn piece of paper with a clip, a sample of the wood, like when you cut it, a cross section of wood. You have a bingo card. You have your library card. You have a long, narrow piece. So you have all different scales and sizes for clustering, for layering your mats, for putting your titles on here. So you don't end up having things just floating in space. These are created because it's all design principle. So I break it down for you. You don't have to think about it. It's all broken down. And then what do? I teach classes. I do free online classes on Friday nights. And then you'll have all of these elements that you can use, because you do need things like these subtitles that look like old book. Look it, doesn't it? Very reminiscent, right, of our back in our Seven Gypsies days. I love it. So this is Vicky's vintage, right? Tag book class, tags, cards. I just think your possibilities are endless. There are borders in here. There are long title strips, because you know I love that. Look at long title strips. So when I put a title on here like Go See the Good in Things, and this is something like, this is just a chapter, not the whole story. It's all done with purpose, my friends. And then you have all of the little banner pieces. So if you're putting multiple photos on a layout and you want continuity across the page, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 pieces that is repetition of pattern, all with intention. And a lot of people wouldn't think about this. And I'd even say a lot of people who design collections do not think about all the design principles that I focus on when I do this. But I don't share that with you. I just do it. So when you guys go to make, you have everything you need to complete your project, right? So Dawn was just saying, I'm an accountant. And I have been watching Vicky for quite some time, and my scrapbooking took a huge improvement after I started following her. Well, thank you. I try to add the art element with mixed media because I really feel like it's good for your soul. And then the design, I try to give you just all the tools and then try to show you the clustering and the layering. There's more titles in here. Look at. And do you notice the art is different on these titles? So it's not just the same art repeated. So we have field notes. You have it's in the details. You have capture the moments, currently living the dream, happiness is. So it's a whole other set of titles. Yeah, everything you need and then some, because I'm also excessive. That is the other element that goes with Vicky, right? We need more, although we cut it down. We took a page out. And then other things that are fillers in here. We have some of our paint swatches. You have your labels, like little tabs. So when we get to other pieces, you have something to layer it on, right? So when I have all of these, I have something to pop it up so it's not floating in space. On our sticker sheet is all of the stickers are meant to label or layer on all of this. I love these. Look at the little flashcards. Fresh air, thankful, fearless. Is there another one I missed? Yep. And admire. Fun, right? Did I show you enough of this? Little border, different scale. These are clips. So when you pull these out, they're supposed to look like old oxidized metal. And then look at, even though it's paper, it still can clip on your elements, right? So very fun. Any questions about the 2 ephemera packs? So you'll see like lots of little pieces in here. Look at the ruler for my robins. There's a ruler in there too. If we only did 1 ephemera pack, it means I'd have to take half of it away. Or the price point would be a lot heftier. So I am of the school of separating it into usable pieces. So if we do a couple titles in here in a different style, right? And then we do a couple titles in the other one in a different style. Now we have 252 pieces to use, right? So with that, those are your die cuts. So meaning that they are cut from a die, cut using a die. They all pop out of one page. You can only get so much detail with this, right? You can only get so much detail with this. So the next thing that we add, I'm going to go to laser cuts. So this is a unique thing with 49 and Market. So with the laser cuts, why the laser cuts are different from your ephemera packs is the method that is used. These are cut with a laser. The others are cut with a die, a big metal stamp. These ones are a laser goes and cuts. So these are incredibly intricate. You have two sets of these. One is meant to be kind of your elements, which is called the Curiosities in Willow Grove laser cut elements. And this is your foliage. So this whole pack is the filler. So let's look at elements first. Yes, so let's talk. We talked about, so did you notice how I separate everything? Look at, this is something that's coming. That's the Halloween pack. As soon as I get my ephemera packs, I go in and I separate them all into like things. So all the leaves into a stack, all the butterflies into a stack, all the words into a stack. I paper clip them and I put them all back in the package. So when you're looking at something that is a little overwhelming because it's 152 pieces, if I have them all separated by like things, when I lay it out, it makes working with it so much easier rather than doing your picking through. Every single time, it's what I do. So if you order my class kit, if you're buying the stuff and you want to do something to be prepared for when we go to build projects, go through your ephemera packs and put like things together. It will save you and you don't miss stuff. It can be a little overwhelming or lose stuff. That's the other thing. You can lose the little bits because I fill all of it, right? I feel like it's a good golden nugget. It's a good tip. So again, this one is, this don't take apart. Don't take these apart. Pull out what you need as you need it. The first time I did this, I told people pop everything out. And then I'm like, that's stupid, Vicky. That was not smart. Because then you lose stuff because they're too delicate. So with this set, you also get art on the back. And this gives you an idea of how I was inspired for this collection. I wanted it to look like a curiosity shop, but not like a scary taxidermy curiosity shop. Like this moth died of natural causes, and that's just an image. We didn't kill the owl. Okay. So when you get into this, I want you to see the intricacy here. So the laser cuts, what makes them magical is, oh my goodness, friends, like seriously, be very careful when you pull these apart too. So look. It looks like you cut that out of mixed media with your die cutting machine, but you have it. It's already done for you, right? So you have, look at this lace border. Look at that. Do you see the little pieces of thread that literally are as thick as a piece of thread? You couldn't get this if you didn't have a laser cut. So this is why there are die cuts and there are laser cuts. They serve two completely different purposes. And if you notice, the art is different in both because I am very aware of your dollars. So I don't want to just give you the same art repeated. Look what you get on this set. The clips, you get these that are actually paper. When you pull it out, it's a paper clip. It's going to be, though, don't be mad. And I don't need you to tell me how frustrated you were punching them out. I know. But we have to do hard things to get pretty art. And if you have dexterity issues, I'm not making fun of that. Just get your granddaughter or somebody to help you with that, or your sister, because they are definitely intricate. Like this one will drive you crazy. You're going to have to be very careful when you pull it apart. Okay? Because look at, you'll see why in a minute. Making sure I'm not ripping the wrong thing off. It's a freaking paper clip. Do you see that? Look at that. That's a paper clip. That's how delicate that is. So yeah, this is this one page. You get two 24-inch pages of dies, of laser cuts. These labels have stitched area. Look at all the words. So some of the phrases in here is a collection of moments. One of the best stories. Be curious, go wander. Into the wild I go. Everything I need. Photos from today. Days full of magic. These are so fun with a little staple in it. Look at that. It's going to be cluster heaven. what color is on the back side, because we do that as well, because we're very intentional with everything. Look at, it's craft. We put craft on the back side. Or manila, I guess that'd be manila, right? So that is one sheet of those. I love them. Do you guys love them? And then look at this sheet. So you have the frame, the typewriter. There's frames and pieces and tickets. And look at this title. I don't know. This is a game changer for me. These laser cuts are just beautiful. Can I tell you something too? All these letters pop out of the middle of those. So you have two titles. All those letters pop. You could leave them in, or you can pop them out and keep and have the outline of that as well. But do you see the detail on that? So titles on here, a mixed filler of stars. So this set again is your laser cut elements. There are two sets of laser cuts. So that is that one. I'm just going to set it aside because I don't want to rip anything putting it back in the package. I'll do that later. So again, those were your Willow Grove Elements laser cuts. And then this one is your Curiosities in Willow Grove foliage. Thank you for sticking around. I know a lot of you are like, is she still on here? Yeah, I'm going to be on here all day. I'll be on here. The kit's going to go live and I'm going to still be showing you stuff because there's a lot to show, right? So again, the B side of this are more frames that you can cut out. So it's just added art. Added art. But this, to me, is where we get into the detail, is magic. Look at that. So here's your filler. So even though you have those pieces that are in your icon set, this has more detail on it. The edges, look at this fern leaf. So I'm just, give me a minute because I've got to pop it out. I didn't want to pop anything out ahead of time. I want you guys to see. Just be careful because it's very easy to rip it, right? But look at the detail on that. It looks like a dried fern leaf. It looks like an actual dried fern leaf. And then the back has the craft or manila. But isn't that lovely? So then you have your whole set. There's mushrooms on here. There's more. These titles, look at, with a little string. And it looks stitched. It has stitches on it. And it says begins anywhere. Or begin anywhere. Find beauty everywhere. Incredible adventure. Another good day. Love time spent with you. Keep life simple. Take the unexpected path. So that's one set of the filler. And then look at this lovely one. And look at that title. Good things are coming. How lovely. Just like I said, be careful when you're pulling this stuff out. Because it is delicate. It's all cut with a laser. Like I feel like it's scrapbooking surgery. Look at good things are coming. All these little strips that look like little manila tape strips. The feather is gorgeous. I use this on that layout that I showed earlier. Look at that. See the detail on that? I love it. Yep, and the branch. Oh my goodness, because in the cloche, right? So when we add these things, we can put butterflies on it and cluster. So it's almost like you can do little floral arrangements with these on your page. I love it. So this set again is your foliage. It's the foliage set. That is the two sets of laser cuts. But later when we talk about it in the album, look at, there's more. There's more. There's more. So to wrap up our different ephemera, oops, I'm losing stuff. Don't lose the stuff, right? Don't lose it's gold. We have the Vellum and acetate So it's called Foiled Die Cut Assortment. The Foiled Die Cut Assortment is your vellum pieces. Look at the detail on that. Look at, and it's foiled. So that's magic, just having that touch of gold. So you have all of these different elements. So when you go to layer, and then you have acetate elements. And I like to fill this one with titles. Look at, do you notice the font is different? So it's not just more of the same. We make sure you get different elements in here. And then layerable pieces, like look at, I love that little vellum and gold label. You have more of the paint swatches. Oh my goodness, we put some black and white flowers in there because I think they're great for layering. And then little, oh, I have to show you this. I gotta show you this. I'm so excited. Get ready. Are you ready? Give me a minute. Let's find the elements. I forgot about this because I'm already on to designing another collection, right? I'm like, I forgot what I did. So look at the pieces to create little badges. And then the element layers on top. Oops, that's upside down though. You see that? Isn't it pretty? Look at. And I think there's 3. You can do 3 different ones of that. I love it. So I want to make sure, even though we're adding another SKU, that you get the value in it. It's not just the same or more of the same. It's all new. Look at all of these titles. Look at that gold feather is freaking gorgeous. And I like vellum, but I love acetate because I just think they look different. It just adds a different level of texture, right? You have another cloche. Look at that one. Oh, how pretty. Look how that pops on there. And you would not get that. Oh my goodness. Look at Robin's. Another ruler. There's clips in here. There's titles. There's dragonflies. So all different little elements that you can add. Look at that title. When you're clustering. I think it's just lovely. Borders. What do you think, guys? Do you love this? Yep, there's dragonflies because you guys ask all the time, so I listen. I'm like, yep, I'll put some dragonflies in this collection. And the clips. So all the little pieces that will help you when you're doing your clustering. And then, like I said, there's a whole bunch of those pieces to create those little badges. The purple one. So I love that. So this set is your, is there a fountain pen? There's a fountain pen, but it's in the other set, I think, right? That's what's in this one. The fountain pen is in the icon set. There's a fountain pen. It's just not in this set. It's in the icon set. So that is your, so lovely. Oh my gosh, the colors. And I hope you get the foiling because the foiling is what's magic, right? I'd put that on everything if we can, but it's pricey. But do you see it? You see the foil? So that is your foiled die cuts. And then of course, we don't have the sticker words, right? The puffy sticker words because super expensive with the tariffs to produce them. So I'm like, it's okay. Let's do a whole set of chipboard. And it is a thinner chipboard and it's all in my handwriting. So look at awesome chapter, things, captured, everyday, grateful, good, thankful, love, forward, here for it, treasure. So they're all meant to layer to make titles. Moment, lovely, discover. Look at that. And then you have little subtitles in there too. Keep moving, happy. Now the other thing is these are matte. The finish on this is matte and you can ink them. So if I took my ink blending tool and I wanted this to kind of have like a mint chill color on the background, I can totally customize it. So I love that, right? And then if I want them to pop up, I can just put a foam dot on it and give it a little bit extra oomph. So that is your set of the chipboard words, right? I thought the titles, if I'm going to do chipboard, I think that I would love that. I love them both, to be honest with you, just because I can do the other ones to scale a little bit bigger. But if I don't feel like what do you call it? I had to give anything up to get these instead. I think they're fun, right? They're super fun. And it's a nice chipboard. It's not too thick. So if you don't like a lot of bulk in your pages, I love it. And again, this is all my handwriting. And that is called Chipboard Bits. There are 85 pieces of those. 85 pieces of those. So friends, let's talk about rub-ons. Rub-ons to me are a magical thing with 49er Market. So we have rub-ons that match this collection. And we have something magical I'm going to share with you that's brand new. And I think people aren't understanding what they are. And that's what I'm going to be here to show you. So what do we have left? Rub-ons. Halloween. There, I'll grab those things. They're beside me. So with this collection, they are good, right? They're good. Where's my rub-on tool too? Gosh, oh, you know what I haven't showed you either? I have to grab it. It's a 6x8 paper pad. I don't know if I brought it home with me. I don't think I have it. I don't think I have one. So there's 6x8s with this collection, and I'm going to have to show it later. I don't think I have a 6x8 pad for my collection here. Like, I don't know if Janine sent me one or if I missed bringing one home. But I don't have the 6x8s. So don't forget, there's also the 6x8s are all different art. All the art in the 6x8 pad is completely a different paper. I didn't, Julie, because I don't have it. I just realized I don't have the 6x8 pad. So I will. When I have it, I'll show you guys, right? But I don't have it. Yeah, the star paper is in there. It's beautiful, but I don't have it. So with the rub-ons, there's two sets. There's a set that is called the Essential Rub-ons and the Blendable Rub-ons. So the idea with the Blendables, yes, they are, Anika. They are, and I did add in the Halloween kit. I put some of the Irresistibles. The set with the spider web is going to be in the layout class. So you get 3 sheets with these. So this one is your Blendables. So these are all rub-ons. If you were afraid of rub-ons before, you don't need to be afraid of these rub-ons. They work like butter. I need to find my little stick. I see it. I'm stepping on my paper. And then I just turned into the mouse. How funny is that? You're such a dingleberry, Vicky. Stepped on everything. Did I miss any questions? Doot doot. I know the 6x8. I'm so sad. I don't have it though. I don't think I'm wrong. Let me look. Where did I put the stuff that I picked up from Janine? No, I don't have it. I'll share it when I get it. I'll show it. But I'm telling you, you want the 6x8. The 6x8 will be included in the kit because I love my 6x8 paper pad, especially for making mini books. Right? I love my 6x8. So let's show you really the magic that is a 49er Market rub-on. And I feel like the art that we make is kind of magical too. So when I'm using them, this is what I do. I cut out what I need. They're sticky enough that you don't really, another tip, you could staple the background and the rub-on together so they don't fall apart and you don't wreck your stuff. But I find there's enough tackiness in these rub-ons that I don't really need to do it. it will work beautifully. So let's show you. So say I have a title that I love and I want a little bit of mixed media in the background, but I maybe, I can't just pull out everything that I need. So I want to do something quickly. Well, I can layer these rub-ons. So I can position my rub-on and just make sure you are committed when you lay it down, because they have an adhesive on them, right? So if you go to lay it down, you can't really lift it and move it over, right? In the collection pack, you'll see it all listed. It won't include the blendables. It'll include everything from the Curiosities and Willow Grove, like both rub-on sets, both laser die cuts, both ephemera packs, the album, 2 packs of the paper. It includes the basics, but it won't include these that I'm going to show you. This is going to be in the Halloween kit though. So there's things that are not part of the Curiosities and Willow Grove. It's this, these, and the Halloween will not be in the kit. But I did add them as add-ons, and some of them are in the Halloween kit. And it's all going to be listed. The only one you're going to have to worry about how quick you order is going to be Halloween. It's going to go fast because I don't have a lot of them. I did not post a lot of them because I figured you guys can find that and support your... Look at that. I just want to talk about that. That's a rub-on. Do you see how smooth it is? It has a matte finish. How easy was that, right? No, there's not an option for that, Patty. I just don't have the time to do that. Do you know what I mean? If there's lots of kits left in a week and you want to reach out to me, I can take the cost of the album out, but that's an email, info@VickiBooten.com. Okay, so here, look at now I can layer another rub-on on top where I have that little bit of mixed media in the background, right? So do you see what I do when I add my rub-on? If you go back and forth, it's easy to lift and move your rub-on. So I like to commit the rub-on to the background first, like give it a good rub across, and then get into some of that detail stuff. And you don't have to rub it really hard, okay? It's not 2 o'clock yet though, Marlo. I don't think anything's up in the shop yet. 2 o'clock, everything goes up at 2. And my friends who pick up kits, or my friends from the England, just send an email at info@VickiBooten.com. You know I always have stuff aside for people who can't order online or want to pick up. But make sure that you email me at info@VickiBooten.com and I'll add you to the list. Because I know some people do pick up, right? Yep, in 8 minutes, it's going to go up on... So if you go on to VickiBooten.com right now, you'll see that the Curiosities in Willow Grove, make sure you open up that and refresh on that, because everything that's offered will be in that section of my shop, okay? But look at, so just see with the little words, I don't just rip this off because some might not have adhered, but I don't find these are hard to apply. Right? And could you put these on pattern paper? Yes. But look at that. I just want you guys to see how amazing these are. Right? Look how amazing these are. And then I could take a title and I could layer the title on here, or I could take one of my titles, right? From here with a foam dot, and then that could layer on top. And now I've made my cluster, but it doesn't have to be physical. Right? Look at that. And then I could pop that on top. The rub-ons are magic. Don't be scared of the rub-ons. If you haven't bought the rub-ons from 49 and Market yet, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? That just makes art so easy, right? So US kits ship from the US. You don't have to worry about tariffs or anything. US kits ship from the US. Canadian kits ship from Canada. If you are from the US and you go on to VickyBooten.com, the prices you see are in US dollars. If you're in Canada, the prices you see are in Canadian dollars. If you're in the UK, the prices you see are in pounds sterling. If you're in Australia, the prices you see are Australian dollars. My website will show you the currency from where you're visiting. So if you happen to be in Canada right now, but you live in the US, you're going to see them, Beatrice, you're going to see it in Canadian dollars. It won't show you in your currency. It shows you the currency of the country you're in. Okay? Good question, right? And if you're buying for this first time. But like I said, very limited kits. If you've already ordered everything from your favorite store, the only thing I'd recommend is going onto the website to just see what the kit includes. So you make sure you have everything you need. And you still want to place separate orders for extras of this stuff, because I'm going to be using it all. So this set is your, because I'm going to lose you guys for a minute. I know it, because you guys are going to go in like 6 minutes to be ordering. I was trying to be faster, but you know I talk too much, right? So that set is your blendables. Do you think I think they're beautiful, but like look at the little words. So when you have your labels and stuff, you can put all those little words on it. So look at so good, right? So doing so good, doing hard things, thinking of you, all the things, explore, believe, strong, hobby, chronicle, outdoors, the journey. It's very pretty, right? And thank you guys for everybody who buys my kits, because you know my income is pretty much generated from kit sales. So I definitely very much appreciate that. Yes, everything that's on there listed in my store, yes, it all ships to the US first. Then Greta puts it on pallets and I ship and pay all the brokerage fees and all the taxes to get it into Canada so that my Canadians can partake as well. And if you're in the UK, you have to email me. You are not set up because the shipping is all over the place. And for my UK friends, shipping to the UK right now is about 75 Canadian dollars. So your dollar's pretty strong. I don't know, that I think works out to something like 30 or 38 pounds. But they just keep raising those prices on me, and I do not make a profit off of shipping. So I don't even charge you for the box. I don't charge you for whoever's kitting it. But yeah, can we pick, where's pickup? In St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada. So yes, I'm in St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada. Shipping has turned into a racket. It's true. Carrie, it's true. It's crazy. Can the fall kit and the Halloween kit ship together? Yes. I can only kit 2 kits in a box. So if you're ordering for a friend and you both want Halloween and you both want the main kit, you have to put it as 2 separate orders, right? You have to put it as 2 separate orders. But if you're only doing the main kit, I will eat the extra shipping if you put 2 in a box, right? Halloween kit layouts or flip book. Okay, Marlo, it is for the layouts. The flip book, I'm going to put the access only and the information for that up on Monday. You will have to buy separate product for that. I'm not selling it as a kit. It's just an added bonus to help support all of our wonderful stores. Okay? Did I answer the questions before you go live? Oh my goodness, you haven't even seen it. Halloween. I'll do blendables in a minute. Halloween. Yes, you can order 2 Halloween kits. When they're gone though, friends. People are going to be mad, but I didn't order a lot of Halloween. Yep, order whatever you want. Just know you can only have 2 kits per box. So if you decide you want Halloween and Christmas and you want to order it in one box, go for it. Go for it. But 2 kits per order. It's all we can fit in because the weight is too heavy and it takes the shipping from that like 18 US dollars up to 40. So if you want it all in one box, I just have to send you an additional amount for that, right? Here's Halloween. It comes in a collection pack. Look at this. You get 2 papers of each of these. It matches a lot of the colors of the main kit, And I'm going to do a proper walkthrough. I just want to do this before all you crazies go and start putting your orders in. I don't want any added stress. How pretty is this, right? So you get all of these pattern papers in the kit. Oops. The oranges match the oranges in the collection. The yellows match the yellows, the greens, the purples. So you can use a lot of your Curiosities in Willow Grove with that. So those are your papers. You get 2 of each. There are 12 pattern papers. So 6 patterns with 2 sheets. Carrie, and I am going to dress up for Halloween. I'm going to do, because I want to use this product. I'm also going to do, you know how you can do these selfies using the, what do you call those on like Instagram, the filters? I'm going to take a whole bunch of filters so I'm dressed up as like a vampire and all the rest, and I'm going to scrapbook that. I'm going to go for a walk in my neighborhood, and I'm going to take pictures of how people decorate. So I'm going to figure out ways, even though I don't dress up for Halloween, right? Is the finish on the papers different? It's made in overseas, so it has a little bit of a shine on it. But the paper is the same weight. And then look at, you get a set of laser cuts. Look at that tree. You get 2 sets of die cuts. And you get a set of stickers. In that kit, I added the frames. So the kit will include the frames, and the kit will include this that I haven't showed you yet, the Irresistibles, but it's the one with the yellow background, and it is called Focus. Your kit will include that. And then it will also include, oh my goodness. Sorry if I'm stressing you out. I did not plan well for that craziness that is happening right now at 2 o'clock. And then the kit will include 2 sheets of Irresistible 1, 2 sheets of Irresistible 2, 2 sheets of Irresistible 3, and 2 sheets of Irresistible 5 for the purple. That's what comes in this Christmas kit, and it is 4 layouts. If you ordered 2 of them, will it work for the flip book? Yes. Yes, it's the same product. But I'm just not using as much of it, so you just have extra. I'm still going to thoroughly go through all of this stuff, but it's 2 o'clock, and I know some of you guys are going to be going crazy trying to get your order in. But hopefully you kind of get an idea, right? That in the Halloween kit, these are the extra things I added in here. Oh, and this. And the alphabets. So if you order the Halloween kit and this kit, the only thing that you don't get from the collection will be this and this. These are the only things. This is not up on my website because I don't think I ordered it. I have to figure out. But these are the only things that you don't get in the collection. If you order Halloween and you order the whole kit, you get everything except for these 2 things. And the pin. The pin is extra. There's so much more to show you. I'm going to keep going. Okay, friends? I'm going to keep going. And we'll come back. I still want to show you the rub-ons. But I will go through Halloween again. Because some of you are probably... I wasn't here. I missed it all. Because Vicky's crazy and she went too long. I thought 2 hours would be plenty of time. I should have known better. Right? I get it, Betty. I totally get it. It's a lot. It is, we all have budgets and it's a lot. So I say partake in what you can. I certainly don't do it all to make people sad because I know it probably is where you're like, I want it all. I know. So the other thing is the stores will have it. There's a lot of this ordered. So you probably could phase it. You don't have to order from me to be able to find all the things. Just this community is, it's supporting me, right? Because it's the one thing that's hard to wrap the head around is designers could not make a living off of designing product. So if I only design product and didn't teach classes or sell kits, I wouldn't be designing product. I couldn't do it. I don't make enough money. A graphic designer is a whole different thing because they're on salary. They get paid For us, we get paid per collection. All of my payment only comes from my royalties, and it's a small fraction of what you're paying. And I'm totally okay with it. I like that because I sell my classes, right? Can we order laser cuts separately? Just not on my site. I think whatever I put up there is what I had extra of. But right, my site is meant generally just for the kits in the class. If you're buying everything from your favorite online store, because I know that you love them as much as you love me, you'll have a lot of store owners that you're like, I buy everything from her. I love her. She's awesome. I want to support her. I love that. You can buy access only to the 21 plus hours of education I give you will be posted once my kits sell out. Okay, because I try to give all the way around. So I'll give you guys a minute. If you want a quick bathroom break, if you need a quick bathroom break, this is a perfect time to take it. I'm going to go through these rub-ons, but I want to explain Irresistibles. And if you're a store owner, if you're on Notions ordering this, it's not all listed under Curiosities in Willow Grove. You need to open the basket so you can see the full collection, because things that are not listed are these. If you don't look for them, you won't find them. So if you are a store owner and you're like, I missed those Irresistibles, or I didn't see that little notebook, all of these are part of my general foundations collection. They are not part of each individual collection, right? So Kim, when you buy the kit, did you get a download? If you look, there's a download. I tried to do that. So that download will have your link to the private group. The description has a link to the private group. So after the craziness of trying to get your cart and making sure you get what you want, go back and read the description fully. I list everything there. There is a group. This class is not taking place until January. There's too much going on before Christmas with the Christmas and Thanksgiving. So this class is in January, right? Access only for all of the things is going to go up. Christmas will be added soon, all of it, okay? But I'll answer all those questions at the end. And you received a download, right? I'm trying to be better at, so hopefully all the information is provided. So for some of you that are on here and you're like, I'm not on Facebook, just email me at info@vickybooten.com, and Natalie, who is my super helper, has a list and she will email you instructions and everything when they're ready. Okay? So yay. So I'm going to keep going. I'm going to have a drink because now I'm starting to lose my voice again. I know Marlo, look it. You're like, and Vicky caused me nothing but stress. I love her, but I hate her right now. And here's another thing to make you guys all feel better. I don't increase or decrease my kit. The value of the kit is exactly what it would sell for retail. The bonus that you get with my kit is you get the access only is included in there, so all the education is included. So for people who are going to be purchasing that separately, that's where it costs you a little bit more is for the access. But if you love layouts and you don't want the mini album, then access only will work perfectly for you as well. Okay? Access only will work perfectly for you as well. Yay! I'm glad. I'm not even reading your comments because I know that I was trying to be done this before 2 o'clock and I don't want you guys to feel stressed. And I'm sure I just stressed a lot of you out. So I apologize. I'm sorry. Within a minute of the order. And then when you open that up, right, that you have the download and the link, right? The Facebook group isn't open yet. So even though go and ask to join, it won't open until December because we have Christmas to get through and I'm one person and I don't want to kill Natalie. Sorry, dumb question. Will the layout kit work for only the flip book? No, it's a layout kit. It works for the layout kit, but it will also work for the flip book because you just have extra product in it. It's not a dumb question. Yay! Oh my goodness. And friends in Texas, remember, if you're coming to the Crafting Through the Holidays, use the word Texas in uppercase, and then you can pick it up in Texas. I'll ship it and you can pick it up in Texas. so you don't have to pay the shipping costs. If you forgot to do that, just email me at info@vickybooten.com and I'll go and refund your shipping and I'll add you to a list. I forgot. The documented frames are only in the flip book, but they were sold separately online unless they're sold out. My fear was that it's expensive. It's the product. It's a lot of product. And I know the price already for the kit, so I don't add everything. And having those add-ons, right? It's hard, right? It's hard. Okay. So, right, we layered this set of rub-ons, right? And this set was your blendables. And then look at this set of rub-ons. It's so beautiful. That's just a whole bunch of craziness right there, Vicky. Stresses me out for you. This set is the essentials. So you get 3 sheets. Oh my goodness. If only for this sheet. And you do not have to use this. This is great for cards. Oh my good, for your list making. Look at that. How beautiful are those? So there's words in here, but they're a different font, different art. But look how pretty. And just like, look at, we get more of those figure numbers. So when you're layering, you can totally get that kind of vintage vibe. So let's add one onto our little cluster that we made already. So I will just cut out a dragonfly. How about that? I have to buy myself a whole bunch more of these because I love them. It's almost like with the rub-ons that you're like layering like you would in a sticker book. But yeah, for you guys who do your listing with Lael, this is great in a traveler's notebook and stuff, right? Because they're flat. So you can add elements without a lot of bulk. So let's add a little dragonfly. All of this is with rub-ons. How magical is that? That's what I always say. Most of the people will buy my kit, but then they still are going to go and place an order when they get off here on their favorite. Like, I know it hasn't hit scrapbook.com. It probably hasn't hit a lot of stores yet because it hasn't, it's just shipping. So some of them you'll see a pre-order. So you can do a pre-order, but they're going to get it at the same time the other stores do. So I know there's a lot of, like I saw on here, what Scrap Mania was mentioned. What other stores did I see on here? Unique. Tell me the store names, friends, because I will say it out loud. Unique, Lael by Mail, which I should have had my share a sale link up because Lael's like, you know, put that up there. And if people go to order from your website to my website, you know, I appreciate that. And then I'm never smart enough. So maybe Natalie will grab it from the Christmas one and I can add it, but I'm not. Scrapbook Generations, yes, love them. They have it. What's the little store that Cherry on Top has pre-sales? Yep. Question, are the frames chipboard? No, they're paper. They're heavyweight paper. Heavyweight. Glitter and ink, yes. Frank Garcia. All About the Scrapbook in Dixon, California. Stamplicity, of course. Paper Crafters Workshop. Yes, I love them all. Love them all. What is the one in Calgary? Paper and ink? Glitter and ink? Paper and ink? Yeah, lots of them. There's lots of them. Scrap Shots. But can we just talk about this? Simon Says Stamps. I don't know if they'll carry everything, but they should have like a good amount. Yes, My Little Scrapbook Store. That's the one. I love that lady. Is so nice. What if you have a pre-typed share a sale details in the description of every YouTube video? Eventually, Carrie, do you want to come and be a project manager for me? I just need Paper and Ink in Calgary. Love that store. Ginger and Down to Details. Yeah, love it. Scrap en Masse. Scrap Addicts. There's lots. 2 Scrapbook Friends. But look how, that's all rub-ons, friends. Can you imagine if you tried to make that art on your own on a background? So look at, let's put something else on here. Let's pick one of these clusters. Oh, what can I access easily? I'll just do the berries because they're on the side. Can I ask you a question? Because I can see like sales, and I think people still shy away from the rub-ons. If you're a retailer out there, friends, do a little card or a tag that hangs right by where this stuff is all listed or is set up. Because I feel like if you just show people how easy they are to use, this is a great demo, people are going to want these. Because I feel like this art is stunningly gorgeous, and all I have to do is be patient with rubbing it with a stick. Just be patient with rubbing it with a stick, right? Could I have done excuse me, sorry friends, I haven't eaten today, so now I'm getting hiccups. If I did mixed media in the background and then layered it on, you just have to let your ink dry, because the rub-ons are like glue. And if your ink isn't dry, they have nothing to grab onto. So you just got to make sure your ink is dry. But look at that. All rub-ons. All of that is a rub-on. And then this set, which I freaking love, and I will order so many of. It's like, look at, can cluster this. Look at all this clustering. All rub-ons. I almost cried when I used these for the first time. I'm still unsure. No, Stella. No. You can do this. Just make sure you don't just rip it off. It's like a Band-Aid. You got to just watch. And if you have this tool or a powder or anti-static tool, if you can feel tackiness on these, because they'll stick sometimes to your page protector, that's all you need. I feel like this tool goes with the rub-ons beautifully. No tackiness now. And I'm going to hold this up so you can see it. Look at that. How beautiful is that? And I'm going to show you guys all of these things. We will do a Friday Night Live that is just rub-ons. We'll do rub-on arts, right? What's the shelf life? I don't know. These are not like other rub-ons you've used. There's tons of adhesive in these rub-ons. But like anything, I think they would. I don't think they'd last like 20 years in the package. On your page, you'll be fine, but not in the package. Now, with all this being said, we love rub-ons. There is something new that 49 and Market came out with, and I did the art for with Melissa, and they're called Irresistibles, meaning they're so fun it's irresistible, but they are resist. So let's talk about that, right? Okay, so we have this set. Where did I put the ones that I have open already? Vicky's all over the place now, getting all crazy. I think these ones are open already. So you have two sets of this new thing called Irresistibles. So they are white rub-ons that will resist the 49 and Market ink, and they will resist distress ink and oxide ink, right? So you have a set that is called Curiosities, and you have a set that is called Focus. When you ink them, this is what's going to happen. So you could put it on a white background and ink around it. You could put it on a dark background and have a white rub-on. So let's show you something with lots of impact, something pretty. Question. I added both the resist packs in with my 2 kits order. Will it be able to ship? Yes, it'll all ship at the same time. Everything is coming to me at the same time. Yeah, something thin like this is fine. That's totally fine. And I didn't tell you guys, guess what else is coming? 10 new Vicky Boutin exclusive stencils that I drew, and 2 new stamp sets. So that's going to be coming soon too. I'm super excited. If you're going to be in Texas, you'll get to see it. It's going to be there. So I'm going to put just one on to start so you can see it. let's do this. So the only thing with putting this is foundations paper. I think you need a paper that has a little bit of a coating that will help you, like a Bristol, because you'll have to try them on just regular cardstock. And I'm curious, because if it's super porous, we'll have to see how the ink reacts, right? So we'll have to do a tester, because I'll do a Friday night where we test the Irresistibles. So now I'm going to add this white, can you see it? White rub-on that is sticky, and I'm going to even layer it right here. Oh my goodness, I can see the white on top of the other freaking rub-on. Part of me wants to not rub the whole thing and see if I can show you that down here. Did it come off? No, I think I can cheat. Okay, part of it did, not all of it. Look. Can you see it on top of the craft? Oh, very fun. Okay, so now with this one, because it's a whole bunch of little text, you just have to really make sure that it all releases. So what I do is I don't just pull this off really fast. I lift it and rub, and lift and rub, just to transfer as much of the pattern as possible. These ones, you have to put a little bit more work into it. Then it's just a different type of material. So not all of it will necessarily come off unless you rub all those little pieces. But because it's a background, I'm totally okay with that. Okay, so just lift and rub, but it's like a glue. So you just got to get it in contact with your background. And it's almost like push it under. But these on black and on navy are going to be freaking phenomenal. Okay? So can you see that at all? Can you see it's shiny? Can you see that rub on? So now let's bring it to life. Nothing, hun, just watching a video. Sorry. Some of your husbands love me and they hate me. So I'm going to go in, I think, with salted caramel. There's no ink on here. I just use the same blending tools, but I just want to show you the color. So you ready? Watch. Do you see the magic happening? So it's going to ink on top of the existing rub-on, but inks around the resistible, the irresistible. Down in that corner. And the other thing I love is I still can, on my foundations paper, go in and also add some watermarking on top if I want to pump that up a bit. And look, you're gonna laugh, and I'm taking an old paper towel out of my garbage pail because I didn't grab anything. Look. Yes. Look at that, friends. So when you look at... Hi. You just come to check on me?
I thought you were done at 2.
No, I'm never done. I still got lots to show. 4 days later, I'll still be here. So this layout, that's what's in the background. I layered the Irresistibles. And looking on the Halloween one, that little spider web is the Irresistible. Simply irresistible. Yep, I love it. So with these sets, 4 days later, I'll still be here. Look at, I thought I'd be done at 2 too, but there's a lot to show, right? And I want you guys, if you don't have a local store and you can't go and touch everything, I want this to help you, that you could. And then you could go in if you wanted to like darken up some of those layers again. Look. So that's what the Irresistible is supposed to look like. Could you layer this on pattern paper and add ink? Yes. Right? Could you layer it on pattern paper and add ink? You sure could. So there are 2 sets of this. This one is the one I added in the Halloween layout kit because I need that spider web. We need that spider web, right? You get 3 sheets in each pack. So this is the art. It's hard to see it, right? Because even on the back, it's there, but it's all in white. But there are mixed media dots, there are words, there are numbers. Yeah, just for that spider web. And you wait, the design team with my design team and the design team with 49 and Market have already made amazing projects. So the center one on this one is just all text. The whole thing is text and book paper, right? Can you ink first and layer? You could, but you would have to ink a light color on the background. You could ink, yeah, let's show you. Let's do a darker color. So I'm blending. Now the ink has to be dry, so we'll have to come back. I'll have to show you after, okay? Because if the ink is wet, the rub-on won't adhere. So let's just put some rainforest down and we'll let it sit for a minute. I'll show you Halloween and the other items that I have, and then I'll come back and show you that rub-on. Okay? So that's rainforest. Let's let it dry. And then we'll show you a rub-on on top. If I put the rub-on on top right now, it's going to look white. So it's kind of cool. It's like bringing it forward. But if I put a darker color on top, and I'll try to find one out of there that I can blend, and I'll show you. Because I'd have to heat set this, right? But we'll come back to that. Remind me. Remind me. Because I'm going to show you. I like that question. And we're going to do a whole class about it, right? We'll do a whole Friday Night Live talking about that stuff. So the other thing, there's one more piece that goes with the Curiosities in Willow Grove collection that I love. And am I alone in this? I don't know. I love stickers because I find stickers have a place. I need my Chit Chat stickers. My Chit Chat stickers, and then things that I can repeat. So if I'm doing a layout with multiple photos, I have elements that I can repeat. So there's elements all over. Like if we're doing one of the little pockets, I want to be able to have 4 things to put on the 4 pockets. So you have all of these beautiful elements on here, and then your Chit Chat stickers. And these are very thin because I wanted them to fit on there. And I'm like, I think that'll be cool for layering. So these are your Chit Chat stickers. And the words are stuff like, each photo is a story. Photograph is a story on the horizon. Take every chance you get in life. Tomorrow, this makes it worthwhile. Our neighborhood, easier with me. Adventure, gathered around the table, because I thought Thanksgiving. Sunset, sunrise, simple joys. A collection of funny times, almost there, memories on my desk. I write out every single one of these. I write out every single one of these so that you get a mix. Look at little stickers, tickets, little borders. I love the stickers, and I love the stickers for listing. I love the stickers for traveler's notebooks and your mini books. I love the rat, but we're going to call it a mouse, but look how cute it is. It's a cute little mouse. And we talked about my favorite book. Does anybody remember? I wrote it down. But it's like Mousekin in his golden house, or the golden house with Mousekin. Favorite book from when I was a kid, where this little wood mouse finds a little jack-o'-lantern and makes its home in there for the winter. And I love that book. Something Mousekin or something. You guys have to find that book if you have kids or grandkids, or you just like children's authors and books. It's a good one. Okay, so Halloween. Let's show Halloween. Question: how many sheets in the Irresistibles? 3. 3. So between the two sets are 6 sheets of pattern. All the rub-ons have 3 sheets. Halloween. Mousekin's Golden House. Thank you, Darlene. Mousekin's Golden House. So let's give this a proper walkthrough. And then we'll talk about the frames. And we will talk about these things that are add-ons that are not part of the collection. You guys don't have to be a fan of the mouse, friends. Don't hurt my feelings. I like the mouse. If you don't want to use it, it's one sticker, one piece, right? No washi tape, BJ. For me, I'm like, I have lots, right? There's lots of washi out there. So it's one of those things, if I had to give up a SKU, it will be the washi tape. Never say never, but right now, no washi tape, right? So let's talk about Halloween. So Halloween is this collection pack, because a lot of you guys have asked for themed collections, and I think this is the answer to a themed collection, is why not put it in a pack? So this retails for $29.99 US. You get the collection pack, and you have everything that you need to make art. And then the other thing I'm going to show you is it will match with the other pieces of the collection. So in this collection pack, you get, let's go through the paper again first. So the question too was, is the paper different? It is. This whole pack is done overseas. So I found that some of the darker papers have a little bit of a shine on them, but it's not super different, if that makes sense. So there are 6 patterns repeated twice. So I'm going to show you, like I did before, the front and the back. And you will see that it matches the collection. It is meant to be a add-on to the collection. So you can use the green, you can use the orange, the yellow, the craft, the purple will match the Halloween collection. Okay? I love the pumpkin. I think he's adorable, the pumpkins and the jack-o'-lanterns. It's my vibe, right, for Halloween. So this is the first sheet, and it has the jack-o'-lanterns, pumpkins, leaves, and then the B side of it is this yellow and orange polka dot. Because I didn't want everything to be too Halloween themey, so you could still use elements from here with the Curiosities in Willow Grove as well. So that's your B side of this paper. No borders on these ones because they go in the collection pack and they have to fit in that pack. You have a beautiful black plaid, and then look at this one. I love that paper. So it's kind of newsprint, but it has the splashes of the ink on there. I love that. So that is your second sheet, and that's the B side of it. You have bats and spider webs with a diagonal orange and yellow. It's different than what is in the kit. Because I know Halloween isn't for everybody, right? But there are some of you out there who absolutely love Halloween. And my kids are older. They do go out for Halloween. I will be taking so many pictures this year. And I actually might even find a Halloween party to go to. See if my kids will go to a Halloween party with me. Because I want to dress up too. Right? And then you have these words. So there is a little bit of a shine on it. To get the dark color on the weight of the paper, to get it to be deep enough, this is a process that has to happen, right? And then look at a black polka dot. That's all distressed and dark. And then last but certainly not least is your, oh, pardon me, there's 2 more. You have your stripe with your, it reminds me kind of like the Haunted Mansion, like it's wallpaper in the Haunted Mansion. And then you have the stripe. And then you have a ledger, because we need a base, and then the stars. because it's, you know, you can put all your pumpkins and stuff at nighttime. I think would be fun, right? So those are the papers you get. It is 6 patterns, double-sided. You get 2 sheets of everything. This is included in the pack. It is not sold open stock. Okay, but let's talk about this. A lot of these patterns are still going to mix and match with it, right? There's no reason you can't use other bits. You could totally do something with that one with the pumpkins, right? So the colors still will match between the collections. And moving forward, if I do any other collections, like I have an idea for one of the ones that I'm doing, it will always match. So if there is like a collection pack that comes out with a main release, I want it to mix and match. So you can still use the jars and the elements and the moths and all of those things on there, right? So this is the paper in your pack. You also get the bonus sheet. That is the back side of the insert is a little gray, right? Which when we're looking at inks, I don't know if I pulled it. There is the gray ink that you could use as well that I forgot the name of. But it will match in there as well. Then you have in your pack a sticker sheet. So see, these stickers are little spider webs and all the little pieces will pop out, right? They're die cut. You have little dancing skeletons, witches' hats. The words on here are chills and thrills, Halloween treats, costume party, carving the pumpkin, the witching hour, love this. And I just did it 4 times so you could carry it across. Fright night, fall treats, moonlight, photo time, party time, decorating, an enchanted evening, eat, drink, and be scary, pick your poison, when the spirits come out at night, potions and spells, moonlit magic. And then down here under your spell, with my boo crew, what's lurking around the corner, haunted hayride, farmer's market, pumpkin patch, candy corn kisses, house to house, sorting the candy. So I just tried to really pick lots of words that you could use. You have 2 sheets of die cuts. So look at, a lot of the elements in the kit will still work with this one, right? You have other toadstools. I think all of the fern leaves would work, the feathers. So there's a little toad. It says moments. Then you have the little cards, Our Spooky Squad, The Great Candy Haul, Pumpkin Patch Adventures. So that is one of the packs. And then this pack has your ghosts. Look how cute these are. And one of the samples that I saw, one of the projects, one of the design team made, just inked the bottom so they like look dipped, which I love that idea. I was going to dip them like with watercolor. So I love that. I love that somebody else saw that vision too, and I can't wait for you guys to see that. There are some tags, the little candelabra, Spooktacular Night. There's frames. Look at the haunted house. And then your laser cuts. Your laser cuts. Look at that. So this dancing skeleton, when you use the banners, happy and party, will fit in his hands or her hands, its hands. So look, I made a layout. Do you see that fits? Look at that laser cut. So I put happy hauntings. So I probably do some kind of version of this in the layout class, right? And then the little bats, I inked the background and then did the rub-on. And that's one of the stickers. So it's very fun, I think, right, on the background. So we'll do some version of that in the class. But yeah, there's a laser cuts with this. So the other things that also go with this, it's not in the kit, but we also did a sticker sheet with alphas because I was missing not having something that, like, if I wanted to put on there Toronto, or I wanted to put Brazil, or I wanted to spell Riley, that I didn't have anything in my collection that I could put a word on that I wanted that wasn't already predetermined. So we did a sticker sheet, and then they're all in kind of a craft and manila finish. So I think that those are great, right, for mixing in there. And you get both sides of those with numbers. So this set is called Paper Trail. Again, retailers, you are not going to find this listed with Curiosities in Willow Grove. It's part of the release for October or for September, but it's not in that. If we order both kits, are we getting everything? The only thing you don't get if you ordered both kits is you get this sheet of Irresistibles, but you don't get the one with the blue. These are the only pieces that you will not get. Is these two. If you ordered Halloween and the other, you got everything except for these things. I don't think I even ordered this, but we're going to talk about it because I'm going to order it. I think a fun class. We could do a fun class with it. I love frames. So with Christmas, we did the frames, right? Where is that white sheet? I can just lay them out here on something. We'll put it on here. So this is your documented frame necessities. It's frame pack number 2. We did one for Christmas as well, right? Can you ink the letters? It's a matte finish, so yes, you could probably watercolor them. They are stickers, so they won't be like my chipboard ones, right? But they are matte finish. I do request that. So when they lift off, they are matte. They are matte. I love them with the white frame and the offset. It's fun. And these are something that I'll use them repeatedly. It's meant to be something that will be stocked for a while. But let's talk about the frames, right? The frames and letters are only in the Disney set because remember, friends, at some point, the kit would cost for so much if I put everything in. So I added them in Halloween. But look at the frames. Will it match this whole collection? Yes. So when you're going and you're adding some other elements, do I wish they were in there? I love them. I would like them in everything. But look how beautiful. And then all the words. So what we were talking about is when you create a die, to release the die, you have waste. But instead of making it waste, we colored it so it's all usable. So when you split those pieces apart, a lot of times, like this one but you still can use it. It's die cut, so even though it's the waste around the frame, you still can use it, right? You do, well, there are a couple of these frames are in the Halloween set, right? Because I'm like, this will go very cool with the Halloween as well. And then I just thought, if I split it up, it helps, but look at how pretty. So you get all of these different shapes. There are some titles in here. And then you have ones that look like Polaroids, but this is what we're talking about. See, so we split that. This one you still can use. This one you use as a little mini frame. And then look, all of it is usable art. We have circles, and there again, we put stuff in them so when they split up, none of it's waste. So you have the Polaroids. Look, I love these. Look at the definitions. So it says curiosity, the desire to learn or know about anything, a curious, rare, or novel thing. Then you have adventure and discover. And then a whole different style of titles. How fun is that? So we have really, wander, perfect, focus, happiness, documented, gratitude, gather, and storyteller. And then more. And then more frames. So there's bigger ones too. But then you can use all of the art that splits apart. They're all usable. So like I said, that set, if you're looking for it, even if you went and searched on an online store, if you search Curiosities in Willow Grove, these probably are not going to fall in there. You need to search 49 and Market. And a lot of the sites do not put my collections by my name. These should pop up with my name on it, I would think. But even when I search, when I went on, let's say, scrapbook.com and searched Vicki Boutin, only my my American Crafts came up. So I think they should put that as part of the search engine, because if you found it through me, you might not know what to search. You might be new, right? New to all of this. So just be aware of some of this stuff is going to be a little bit harder to find. You've got to just watch your searches. So that's half a frame because I cut it apart because I use this set. But isn't that fun? So one more thing to show you that I requested this. Because sometimes, like if I'm going to do a mini class, I want to have things that are cost effective. So if you're a store out there or a teacher and you want to do like a little mini book, we call this the Noteworthy Journal Essential 6.5 by 8 book. The binding is wide enough, so if I'm going to pop stuff up, I have some room to play. But it is meant to just be a little book that I could do mini album in. I think this would be great for a different kind of traveler's notebook. You could use this for your listing, whatever you want to do, but like a little book to tell a little story. I love it, right? So I want to do like a little mini class in that. So be watching for that. I'll do something in that. It'll probably be a free Friday Night Live. We'll use this. And maybe with a Halloween, maybe with Christmas, because we have tons of Christmas left over. But oh my goodness, what do you guys think? Do you have questions? That is the whole release. Oh, the album. Thank you, crack smoker. Thank you. You're like, you're not done, Vicky, you crazy lady. I'm like, what are you talking about, album? And I'm looking, I'm reading it and going, I don't even know what you're talking about. Rich and I have to go and finish kitting the Christmas kits. That's why he came to check on me. He's like, lady, you haven't eaten today, and we have to go and pack orders. I'm almost done, my hun. My hun, I'm almost done. This is going to be, for at least for the time being, the last album that coordinates completely with a collection with Vicky and 49 and Market. I absolutely love this. It is a very wide-based album. The inside of it is very neutral. Can you add your rub-ons on here? Yes, you can. The book isn't, Tina, I forgot to order it. When my order form came, it was at the top of the order form, and I thought that was only paper, and I missed it. So I have to get in touch with Janine and see if I can order some of those, but I did not order it. Right? There will be plain binders. Binders aren't going away, but coming soon is some new foundational pieces. So I'm not sad about it. I'm working on something that is going to be like a add-on kit that's going to be awesome, but these are so expensive. They're expensive to ship. The tariffs are outrageous on them. So I'm like, I'd rather not have a binder. So I'm okay if it's okay. It's one of those that I'm totally okay with it, right? So remember, I told you there's 4 pages of laser die cuts. Aren't these beautiful? So all of these elements are laser die cuts that you can pop out and use in your album. There's more words. So some of this art is meant to give you options to decorate your cover. So you get this in the album. And this is what makes this special. Like, this is like no other album that's on the market. So I know not everybody likes 6x8s, but just show Janine the support, right? Order an extra album. Order the albums. I don't want them to go away, but if people don't buy them, they won't be here, right? So if they don't buy them, they won't be here. But I love this. So that's 1 page of your lasers. Look at this one. More. Look at this. I don't know if the robins are still here, but look at the ruler with the little laser cut. Oh my goodness, seriously. And I've started, Christmas is across from me. You get binder pages in here. So we make sure you get art that you can use for your binder pages. Right? But look at when we go to layer our borders on there. How fun is that? It could be on the edge of a page, and we do color the back of them with my mixed media art. So if you see the front and back of it, you totally can Can you ink paint the album covers? On the new ones you can. On this one does have a shine on it. So ink will rub off unless you use something that's permanent. Okay, so that, look at, so fun. I'll go through the binder pages in a second. And then you have this page with, I like to do lots of interactive. So look at the little open tags. Did you see these little word tags? So these all pop out and there's words on it. I actually think it didn't get cut very well. The detail got lost on these. Just going to say that now. So we'll have to fake it. I don't think the insides got cut out. So you're not going to be able to read those words, which we don't see until now. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think all the art got cut out on that. Probably too small. See, I got overzealous. And then your little like tabs, these are all frames. And then last but not least, some titles. So we could do Discover on the Book, Chronicles, the little frames, the little circle clusters, dragonflies and mushrooms. So I love that. This is all included in your album. So I just think it's an added bonus in the kit. Like when you get the album, you already have things that you could decorate with. And then I love binder pages because these binder pages are slightly bigger than 6 inches. So I can get photos on here, right? And then you get all this art. Plus this, you want a 6x8 pad for your album. The 6x8 pad works beautifully in here. I will show it to you once I get one. I don't have it, but you can definitely go back through Janine's video and she did a flip through. Boop. And then I will share it on my next Friday Night Live. Like I said, it could have arrived and I missed it in the box because I didn't bring everything home. But I'll figure it out, details. And then you also get 2 sheets of stickers that are tabs and labels and reinforcers. Like, look how fun these are. So these are work on your page. So you have a reinforcer. And then look at the little word strip sticker that you can then put in your tab so that you can write things in there. You can use it as a double tab or a single tab, but I love that. And then in black, right? And then there are 2 little interactive pages that I usually use like this, like gated flaps. And it's heavy, so you can do lots of mixed media on here. It's heavy, heavy paper. And then there's 2 pocket pages. 2 pocket pages in the album. And then there are these pocket pages, which you don't get a ton because like I had to pick things that I had to cut. And I'm like, you can buy a whole pack of these. I'd rather not fill the album with that. So 49 and Market does sell full pocket pages and then a mixed pack where you can get the 4x6, 3x4, and the 4x4. People have asked, will the Vicky Bouton pages fit in here? If you have those from American Crafts, they do. They do fit. It's the same binding. So if you have those, they will fit. You can't. I don't know if you can still buy those at all, but those will fit because some of you guys did ask and they do fit. Any questions, my friends, for our 8-hour live today? Oh, I'm such a crazy. And I'll flip the camera around and I can read your comments. Oh, giveaway. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Thank you. So I am going to do a giveaway that I'm going to randomly choose a name. The giveaway is the value of the kit. So what you saw on there, so what was it? Whatever the value is, I'll look because I don't even remember. That's the giveaway live. And I'm going to do a second one in the comments section. So right now, I need you to tell me what your favorite thing of the collection was. I don't care what you tell me, just post. I'm going to give you a minute and I'm going to talk for a second. And then I'm going to randomly scroll. And where I stop is the person who wins. For the regular, or in the regular comment section means when this video is no longer live, underneath the video, there's a comment section on YouTube. Leave a comment in there and I will choose a second winner by next Friday. What's the date, Nat? Next Friday? I'm not even going to see it with all the comments. But next Friday, during my Friday Night Live, I will let you know who the winner is, and I'll post it on the comments section. You need to reach out to me at info@vickybooten.com to claim your prize. This is in no way associated with YouTube. This is just totally a Vicky Booten thing. I give you the value of the kit in a gift certificate to vickybooten.com. So you have to spend the money, that value, at vickybooten.com. If you already purchased your kit and you're like, ooh, I wish I would have waited, you can just use it when the next kit comes up, okay? Or when the new stencils come out or the new stamps. But you get a gift certificate to vickybooten.com in the value of the kit. Okay, here I go. I'm going to do a quick scroll. And the winner is, sorry, my computer's frozen, so give me a minute. It is Vicky Masters. Vicky Masters is the winner of the Vicky. Just chose Vicky. It's where I stopped. It's where my pointer stopped. And the comment was rat. Ha ha ha. That was your comment, Vicky, that I stopped on. So congratulations, Vicky. You get a second chance to win on the regular comment section. So congratulations, Vicky. Vicky from Vicky. I'm going to flip the camera around. Yeah, and of course I landed on the rat comment. Rat, ha ha ha. It's not ha ha ha, it's a mouse. And he's cute. And Natalie started that whole thing. Making fun of my rat. She's making fun of something, isn't she? She's always picking on me. Oh my goodness, friends. Look at, I'm so flushed. If you have any questions, let me know. I love the rub-ons. I love all of the things. This was super fun today. I can't wait to play with this. Yeah, Janine started it. That's actually true facts, Julie Beaver. She said, oh my gosh, did you put a rat in here? I'm like, stop it. It's not. It's a mouse and it's cute. And I love the mouse. But you don't have to use it. It's okay. It's like Natalie hates birds, so she does not use the birds. So you don't have to use the rat. Mouse. Mouse rat. Rat mouse. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to me at info@vickybooten.com, please, because I want everybody to see this content and we can grow our community. Don't forget to thumbs up the video. And if you haven't already subscribed, make sure that you're subscribing to Vicky Booten's YouTube. And leave a comment in the regular comment section for a second chance to win. I will draw a winner at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time this coming Friday. I don't know what day that is because I don't know what today is, right? If you have any questions, email me. If you want to pick up a kit or have any questions about your order, let me know. Question. Oh, ink drying. You wanted to see that. Yes. So I'm gonna put a rub-on on here. And I'm going to show you what it looks like on there, okay? Should I flip the camera again? I'll flip it again. I just bit my lip. You know, when you have like a little flap, a little piece of skin hanging there, it's going to drive me crazy. Okay, flipping again. Sorry, I had to look up my nose for a minute. That's the way it goes. Ooh, you get to see my mess too. Trying not to hang up on you. Okay. Let's put the fern leaf or something on here. See all my mess? You just got to see all the mess. Simply irresistible. This is a good one. So yes, you could layer these on black cardstock. You could use these on navy, anything darker, and it will show up white. Good thing you guys are here. Look, can you see it? How pretty is that for really subtle? You could leave it just like that. Ooh, that one really just stuck. Gotta love that. See, like, look at how beautifully that is. There's like a cup, some of the little bits, but you could get them back down there. Oh, do you love that? So there is that rub-on an inked background. So you see how it would work on dark. So I'm going to find a darker color, or even if I put some of the green, will it show up? I don't know. Let me get a darker one. And you wanted to know with distress, so let's pick a distress. Sorry, I don't want to drop them all on the floor, so just give me a second. I'm just grabbing an ink. How about some forest moss? Yeah, so when the live is no longer here, you just go to the regular comment section and you can add your comment for a second chance to win. So now we have ink underneath. That's what it looks like on top. And then if I want, oh, look, to add some green in there. Look at that. So yes, these two inks will work beautifully together. I did a whole live comparing Distress ink and these new 49 and Market inks. So definitely check out my YouTube if you didn't see that. Right? And the rub-on picks up a little bit of, because the formulation's a little different between the two. But if I had a paper towel, I could buff that and I know it'll lift off. I just don't have one, right? So, and then look, I still can do my watermarking on there if I wanted to too. And then it just looks kind of like some drips of white ink. Look at that. It's so pretty. So those are your Irresistibles. I love them. I hope they're going to be a big hit. We have so many plans for them. There's a lot of amazing stuff we're working on. But I just think that, is it reinventing the wheel? No. It's just looking at it in a different way. It's just looking at it in a different way. So see, you have our rub-ons. Those were all the rub-ons. Those are the Irresistibles. That's inking. That is putting the white on top of the darker background, right? So do you see what I'm saying? Does some of it shine through? Yes, it's more subtle, where if you put it on directly on white, it's going to be more impactful, right? So what are some of the questions? What did Terry ask? There are no samples for the, no samples yet. I just got the product. I didn't even have the paper till yesterday. And most people order my classes sight unseen. They're never disappointed, right? When will you release supply list for the Halloween flip book? Monday. I'm going to put access only up. Oh, no. Pardon me. Yes. It's a free class. So what I will do, I will add it as a free class, like zero cost, with the link to the YouTube on my website so that you can find it and you can see the list, okay? So I'll list it up there. It'll be on all of my socials, but I'm going to put that up on Monday. Because remember what I said, you need the collection pack. You'll need some cardstock. So if you bought the Staples pack, that will work. And I don't know. Here was a question, friends. Should I add more to it? Or should I only use the collection pack and some cardstock? Tell me what you think. Hi. I could add the frames. I could do some rub-ons. What do you think? Did you love this collection? Are you super excited about it? For some of you who are newer to me from the world of 49 and Market, do you feel like this fits into your wheelhouse more? What would I add? I'd add the frames. I'd add pretty much the same that is in the layout class, because I think it would look really fun. Okay, so I'm going to. Do you have to have those things to do the class? No, but I think, so if you're asking, because you're like, Vicki, I want to do the flip book with you. So if you're like, what is she talking about with the flip book? This is my Christmas flip book. There's going to be access only added to this. I sold, all of my kits are sold out, but I'm going to be teaching this. This one, there's a slight fee. I'm going to do access only for it, not much. It's like a visit to Starbucks, but I'm going to be teaching this one. I'm going to put access only for this up on Monday. I'm going to put some of the other access onlys up as well. So this is a stand from 49 and Market. And I am going to, because my idea is you don't buy a new stand every single time. What you would do is you will, I would take this off and just put it on jump rings to set aside, and you could switch it from season to season, right? And then we'll do the Halloween one is just going to be from scratch, right? Starbucks for friends at work. No, because the kit, right? I don't know how much here, my Starbucks, right? If the thing is $29, yeah, maybe, whatever. Or don't do it. You don't have to, right? So but I'm giving you me for free. You'll get the whole class for free. I'm not charging. There's no fee on that. I'm going to do that for free. That class is going to be on October 18th, a Saturday. It's going to be all day here on YouTube. It will be live but recorded. And then I will have the layout class with access only that you can do, right? And that will be, those kits are probably sold out. I don't know what's left or close to sold out. And then I will do access only for a very nominal fee for that. So if you're buying that kit elsewhere, there's a lot of stuff coming up. It's a lot of information, and I find it's a little overwhelming. I sent a newsletter out. I will send another newsletter out now with more information. But, right, I try to make it a good balance where there's paid stuff, there's free stuff. Every Friday Night Live is free. I do those, and it's a class. Last night was a full-on class, right? So I try to make it where it's balanced, because I know not everybody can buy all the things, and I don't want you to feel left out. So I try to keep everybody as happy as I can, and then still be able to pay my bills when I'm doing all hours and hours of all of this stuff, right? So I think it's a good balance. I have your Christmas collection, new to rub-ons. Thanks for showing that today. I love them, right? I love the rub-ons. Thank you, Carrie. And yes, there's very few of the Christmas kits left. If you loved everything we did here, you can get all of that plus in the Christmas kit. And it's going to be a fun class. So Christmas is always like one of those slow sellers, because some people are like, I'm not buying it till right before Christmas. But definitely you can partake in that. That's on VickiBoonton.com. Other than that, have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Thank you so much, friends, for coming and getting as excited over all of this stuff as I am. Like I said, it starts from nothing. And a seed is planted, I sketch it out, I pick my palette, and then I just start developing all of this stuff. So when you look, because I never really think about that. When you look at this collection, it started from nothing. Every element, how it's layered, every word, all came from me, Melissa, some input from Janine, but mostly it's me art directing and designing the whole thing, and then Melissa just makes all the magic happen. So a huge thank you to her for just making me look better. I love it. So thank you so much, friends. Don't forget to leave a comment when I shut this off in the regular comment section. It's a big giveaway. I do 2 huge giveaways. I give the value of the kit in a gift certificate. So you could buy one for your friend or buy a second one or whatever you want to do. All right. So thank you. Thanks, Natalie, as always, for helping out. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you next Friday. Bye, guys.